absolutely gorgeous night brings us to Don Lee Field for the first time since the 28th of March as the Grayson County Cougar baseball team has their home district opener. Standing on deck, it is the Whitesville Trinity Raiders, a team that Grayson County has no hit in consecutive games. And a good evening and welcome to Don Lee Field on, it could not be a more perfect night for some high school baseball tonight on a Friday evening. We appreciate you taking the time to tune in here to our locker room show. Sam Gormley with you. We'll be joined in a moment by Chase Blaine. Grayson County enters with a record of 5-8. The Whitesville Trinity Raiders enter with a record of 2-9. These two teams met back on Tuesday evening, and it was Grayson County coming out with their best offensive performance since 2015 and a 17-0 no-hit victory against the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity in 4 innings. That's now dating back to last season, the last 2 times that Grayson County has faced the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity, they have no-hit them, once in 5 innings and once in 4 innings. As you can say, that was then, and this is now. It is a new time and a new era here. It doesn't matter what happened because this is a new time here, as the starting pitcher for Grayson County tonight will be Camden Brothers, and the starting pitcher for Whitesville Trinity tonight will be Nathan Hernandez. Coming up on our locker room show, we are going to introduce you to both teams, give you the starting lineups, and get you ready for everything you need before first pitch, as this is Grayson County Cougar Baseball on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Welcome back here to Don Lee Field. Grayson County Cougars getting ready to take on the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. Whitesville enters with a record of 2-9. They're 0-3 in the 12th district. Hayden All hitting .348 for the Raiders, one of their top bats in the lineup. Of course, you can't go without mentioning a Whitesville Trinity team without mentioning Landon Huff. Only a .286 average, but as we've seen, he can get hot and he can control a game with his bat for the Raiders. Gavin Howard hitting .333 with 5 runs batted in and 4 doubles. The Raiders enter this game looking to snap a district losing streak for regular season games. So they've not won a regular season game since May the 9th of 2016. That's 28 straight district regular season games that they have lost. Although in that stretch, they've won 3 district tournament games. Read into that what you want, is they found ways to win games, and you got to think if they've lost every region game or regular season game that they've gone in as the 4 seed, meaning that 3 times they've had a 4-1 upset in those games. This can be a dangerous Whitesville Trinity team. Again, the starting pitcher for them tonight will be Nathan Hernandez. Be a 6-game, 3rd start, .339 earned run average, 12 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Grayson County enters with a record of 5-8. 1-0 in 12th district play. Ethan Snyder hitting .483 with 7 runs batted in. Jaron Van Meter hitting .438. Camden Brothers and Landon Sherella also hitting over 400. That 1-2-3-4 punch at the top of the Grayson County order has been dangerous for the Cougars, and if they can get the rest of the order to start hitting at a more consistent pace, this team could do some damage for Grayson County, but they're also going to have some help with the arms. They're going to turn to Camden Brothers, who is, and he would probably admit this, not had the start to the season that he wanted. 5 games, 5 starts with an ERA over 8. He's had 25 walks and only 15 innings pitched. He's got to find a way to bring that down to pick up a win tonight, and it's good here to try and build some confidence against the Whitesville Trinity team that Grayson County's had success against. They've won 13 straight against the Raiders and have dominated the series as a whole. Again, the Cougars, with a record of 5-8, they're 1-0 in 12th district play. That one win came against Whitesville Trinity earlier this week, winning that game 17-0. Starting lineup for the Whitesville Trinity Raiders, leading off and playing shortstop, is Landon Huff. Batting second and catching is Connor Hanfield. Number 3 is the center fielder. Batting third is the center fielder, Gavin Howard. The cleanup hitter will be the first baseman, Mason Mattingly. Batting fifth in left field is Hayden All. Batting sixth at third base is Elijah Borman. The latter third will be Will Hernandez at right. Carter Crisp at second base. Nathan Hernandez is the starting pitcher. Once more, Huff at short, Hatfield catching, Howard in center, Mattingly at first, all in left field. Borman will be the third baseman, Hernandez at right, Crisp at second, and Nathan Hernandez is the starting pitcher. We'll give you Grayson County's lineup after this. This is Cougar Baseball on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com. When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are getting ready to take on the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. As once more, that starting lineup for Grayson County, Chandler McCready will lead off and catch. Jaron Van Meter in center. Camden Brothers, starting pitcher. The cleanup hitter will be the third baseman, Eli Watson. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Landon Sherella. Batting sixth at second base, Michael Wood. The 7-hole hitter will be the right fielder, Ethan Snyder. Landon Haycraft will be at short. Braden Childress will be in left field. Sawyer Drake will be your designated player as the first baseman tonight for Grayson County. We'll take a quick 30-second break and have all of the play-by-play after this. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Welcome back here to Donley Field, where the Grayson County Cougars are getting ready to take on the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. Camden Brothers going to get the start tonight as Sam Gormley, joined as well by Chase Blaine. And Chase, Camden Brothers enters this game 5 games, 5 starts, and ERA just above 8. And the issue for Camden this season is 25 walks and 15 innings pitched. Got to find a way to get the ball over the strike zone.
Yeah, he does. Camden, he needs a good bounce-back game here. I think a lot of Camden is sometimes he gets rattled easy, giving up a 2-out walk or something. Things that, if you just go back and focus on the next hitter, shouldn't be too big of an issue, but sometimes you get sidetracked and you can get rattled easy. And I think Cam, as long as he just stays focused on each hitter, I think we should come out of here with a good game.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. Grayson County and Whitesville Trinity, these two teams met back on Tuesday. Grayson County won 17-0. For the Raiders, leading off will be Landon Huff, 286 average with an RBI and a double for the Raiders. Camden Brothers, the tall, lengthy righty, looks to get us ready here on a perfect night for baseball at Donley Field. And our first pitch is it's a late called strike by our home plate umpire, Brian Jones, tonight. And that is how we get started. Chase, the first pitch strike to a pitcher who has been struggling to throw strike can sometimes be the most underrated part of a team.
That's right. Getting ahead of hitters, the statistics prove that whenever you get ahead of hitters, you have a likelier chance of getting them out.
The 0-1 is a swing and a miss. He blows that past Huff. He's quickly ahead in the count here at 0 strikes to the shortstop, Landon Huff. Huff, of course, a great basketball player for the Raiders. He was their leading scorer, and he's only a junior, so if you're a Cougar basketball fan as well, you're going to have to keep an eye on him next season and what should be one of the best players in the region. Slow ground ball to the third baseman, Watson. He picks, he fires, and it's a low throw, and is he out or is he safe? He is safe, as it was bobbled and dropped by Sawyer Drake, and Huff reaches base for a leadoff. Chase, I'm going to go to you as our official scorer tonight. How are you scoring it? It was a tough play, low throw by the third baseman.
I think I didn't see the catch at first, but, I think Huff did a great job hustling out of the box. I think I would probably give that a hit.
I disagree. Since I'm actually the official scorer,
I didn't see the play at first, to be honest.
I called it an E5. That's how I'm referring to it as. First pitch is behind it. The low throw bounces. McCready can't corral it. The first pitch, that was to Connor Hentfield. It is low for ball 1. Huff will scurry over to second base on the wild pitch, and Connor Hentfield hitting tonight here for Whitesville Trinity, the freshman, 133 average, 4 runs batted in, and a double. The Raiders, last 2 times they faced Grayson County, have been no hit. In 5 innings, Mason Miller threw that game last year, as Huff has an extremely large lead down at second base. Brothers checks him. The pitch is a slow grounder again to third. This time it's going to be a foul ball. You could tell that they just laid some fresh chalk down that line when that ball was moving. It was kicking chalk up into the air, left and right. And that is a foul ball, so it'll be a 1-1 count. Your umpire behind the plate tonight, Brian Jones. Not the football coach, but the umpire / basketball referee. If you've watched basketball games, you've gotten to know Brian Jones over the years. Huff gets a large lead again down at second. Brothers, the long look down. It's going to be a pickoff move. Huff is in safely as the ball is thrown into center field. Van Meter, though, there to back it off.
That's a great job by Jaron. A lot of times the outfitters don't, especially on the pickoffs, they may not be paying attention to the shortstop about when a pickoff may be coming. So great job by Jaron there to back it up.
We'll be sure throughout tonight's game, to also bring you updates. The Lady Cougar softball team is facing the Lady Purples of Bowling Green tonight. We'll be sure to bring you some updates from that game as it happens, as that game just got underway down in the Bowling Green area. Showing bunt is Hatfield. Huff is off and running. The throw down to third. He is safe. As Watson came in a little bit to grab that throw, he tried to do a spin, and if Watson was covering the bag a little bit closer, they might have had a chance to get Watson to get the stealing Huff.
I think Eli saw bunt, and his first thought was to come forward. Whenever that was actually Sawyer that probably should have came, and Camden got the left side there.
So here comes the 1-2 to Hatfield. The short, stocky catcher with Huff leading 90 feet away from third. The pitch is fouled off to the right side. The Raiders have struggled to score against Grayson County, as well as they did not score against them last season. In fact, I had a stat written down here somewhere. There it is. Not scored in over 35 straight innings against Grayson County. I knew I had it written down somewhere. It got hidden in the notes. Can they end that streak right now? The 1-2 Fouled off to the right side, out of play, and Hatfield has a good at-bat here. And Brothers right now, this is a dangerous position for him. As Chase, as you mentioned in the open, sometimes, I don't want to say the emotions get too much, but when one bad thing happens, there are some pitchers that it makes one bad thing turn into two bad things, turn into three bad things, then you look up and it's 4-0. Pitch outside, Hatfield swings and over top of it, and that's a swing and a miss. Brothers took something off of that one, and it badly fooled Hatfield.
It's like that. Camden knew he knew he had the 2 strikes, so he could afford to wait, not quote unquote waste the pitch there, and that's exactly what he did. Went after him with a 2-strike pitch.
Now to hit will be Gavin Howard for Whitesville Trinity. .333 average, 4 doubles, and 5 runs batted in. He's one of the better bats, and he fouls one off at a pitch low from Brothers. One of the things with Camden Brothers is, especially when Whitesville Trinity saw Grayson County on Tuesday evening, there's pretty much, as you're just going arm angle as far as height, it doesn't get much difference than Jaron Van Meter and Camden Brothers. Brothers standing what, Chase, 6'3", 6'4"?
Probably about.
Jaron Van Meter's 5'4".
I don't know if I would say 5'4".
5'5", 5'6".
Basketball height, he's probably about 6 foot, but
6 foot with
6 foot, 250. He's a tank out there.
Jaron's 250. Okay, we can weigh him after the game. The 0-2. We'll make sure to let him know that you think he weighs 250 pounds. The 0-2 coming to Howard is low for ball 1.
It's all muscle.
But still, it's the difference between Brothers being about 6'4", and even if we say Van Meter's 5'7", there is almost a foot difference, and that is different.
And I think that's somewhere where the Cougars excelled, especially a couple years ago when they had Noah Bullock as a submarine, Landon Sherrill as an overhand, and then you have some 3/4 guys.
The 1-2 is ground ball, diving play by Haycraft. The throw is in time, diving play by Haycraft, and in time, really nice play at shortstop to rob a hit, but the Raiders' streak of not scoring against Grayson County is ended as they lead this one 1-0.
That was a great play there by Haycraft, and that's why he's out there because, I know myself, I've been a big advocate for him. I know the coaches are high on him. He's just a good young player, and he hasn't seen much varsity time, and I think that's been a shame so far.
And the first pitch is a check swing called strike to Mason Mattingly, the first baseman. Mattingly hitting just about 100 this year. He also has taken some time on the mound as well. It's the 0-1 coming from Brothers. Outside for ball 1.
I know Mattingly, he may be the only
They called a strike. They did call it a strike. That looked a little bit outside from my vantage point, but our home plate umpire, Brian Jones, did call it a strike.
I know Mattingly may be one of the only seniors on this team.
They are very, very young for Whitesville Trinity. They are. The pitch is a base hit into right field. The run streak ended just a moment ago, and now the hitless streak ends for Whitesville Trinity with a line drive base hit to Ethan Snyder in right field. It's a good bit of hitting there for Mattingly. Turned on it, lined it into right field, found the hole.
It was, and Mattingly coming into this game, he's only batting 100, so.
Hayden All will now hit for the Raiders. He's hitting .348 with 5 runs batted in.
Yeah, and, Cam, he's, this may be a time where you just, Coach Hobby or somebody may need to go out there and just say, hey, listen, it's the first inning. Can't use all your pitches up here.
He's thrown 16 already. There's 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. The line of the pitch is lined into left field. That's a base hit. And back-to-back hits for the Raiders, and they've got runners on first and second with 2 down. First pitch swinging, and honestly, it's probably a really smart bit of hitting for All. He was up there looking to hit. And Brothers gave him something to hit at the first pitch, and it'll be Elijah Borman, the third baseman. Now in to hit for the Raiders. It's 1 for 10 on the year. He also could see some time on the mound. Should we get to that point, he's pitched in 2 games for Whitesville Trinity this season. A large lead as they're not holding the runner on at first. The pitch is popped straight up in the infield. Coming in is Watson at third. He charges in, and calling it off is McCready, and the ball drops. The ball drops in the infield. Some miscommunication as McCready went down to his knees to try and grab it. No play, and the Raiders have them loaded with 2 down here in the top of the first inning.
Just you can't do that, especially against a district opponent. You just can't have little mistakes like that, things that should be easy outs.
Will Hernandez will now hit the freshman. His older brother will start in this game, the lefty. He's got a very high hold as he's choking up, and he swings over top of that pitch. So he kind of holds his bat a little bit. As for me, being left-handed as well, I notice things from lefties a little bit as he does choke up quite often. Honestly, it reminds me of kind of Joey Votto as far as the choke up. The 0-1 is fouled off and almost takes off his Crisp in the on-deck circle, who kind of looks over and says, "Hey, man, watch out where you're fouling the balls off." As that one there is, if Crisp wasn't standing in the on-deck circle, was standing maybe about 3 feet closer to us, he'd have worn that one on the shin. And that does not feel good. The 0-2, can Brothers get out of the bases loaded jam? The pitch is behind the plate. It's a swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike, and the runner is going to score on the pass ball. And Whitesville Trinity leads 2-0.
That's just mistakes you can't have. You know, Chandler, he's had a little bit of a habit about that this year of maybe giving up a couple too many pass balls, and there was just another one right there.
Carter Crisp will now hit for the Raiders, 120 average with 2 runs batted in. I know that they call him Coco. And as I mentioned, I think last year, the first time I saw him as he swings at a pitch high for strike one is when I saw his name as C. Crisp. Immediately, the first thing that came to mind, and I know, Chase, it probably came to your mind as well, was Coco Crisp, who I loved watching play for the Cleveland Guardians. He played for the Red Sox. He played for the A's. There's a pitch high, and I like what I'm seeing down here from Whitesville Trinity. The runner at second, Borman, took he almost stole third base on his lead, his secondary lead, and he's pretty much saying, okay, McCready, throw down to second because we've got the bases loaded. I like that. He's trying to get into the head of both the catcher and the pitcher. The 1-1, he does it again, and it's way outside. It gets past McCready, goes to the backstop. A play will not be made at home, and the Raiders now lead 3-0.
Yeah, whenever you have a runner like that, you see it a lot from the third base runner usually. But, yeah, whenever you have somebody in front of you at second, you might as well, because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to cover you.
And you know what? I think right there was a perfect example of why they did that, because I think it did kind of get in the head a little bit, and now Buddy Hobby's going to make the little trek out to talk with Camden Brothers. Chase, what's this conversation?
This is probably a, hey, go after this guy. This is the
8-hole hitter.
This is the 8-hole hitter, bottom of the lineup. You know, you need to go after him. We need to get a couple innings out of you. Go right after this guy. The
2-1 will be the count here to Crisp. You've got a runner on third and a runner on second. 3-0. Whitesville Trinity leads in this game. Lane and Huff came around to score again. The Raiders had not scored against Grayson County in over 35 straight innings.
And I don't know what the communication is like either. Maybe Cam has missed a sign or something from the dugout, too. That could also be what they are discussing.
3-0, the Raiders lead. The pitch. Fouled off to the right side, out of play. Drake at first looked like he was going to take a run after that one, but realized that was going to be more towards maybe taking out a window on the right-hand side. And I think it was Levi Rogers down there in the dugout for Grayson County. That ball didn't land before he was already running after it. He was going to make sure that didn't take out a window. Maybe his car's parked over there. I don't think he could drive yet. The break even is fouled off again behind the plate. And you got to give the Raiders credit. They're fighting off pitches.
And they're having quality at-bats as well, and I think that's what's really kept them in this so far. They've had great approaches at the plate. A lot of teams, after their performance on Tuesday would have came in here with their heads held low. Not Whitesville. They have came in here and they have came off the bus with a pep in their step.
The Raiders have not scored 3 runs against the Cougars since 2017. The break even is a swing and a miss. Brothers gets out of the inning, but not before the Raiders score 3 runs on 2 errors. And we're through the top half of the first inning. It's Whitesville Trinity 3, and the Cougars are coming up. This is Grayson County Cougar Baseball on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Nathan Hernandez will be the starting pitcher tonight for the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. Hernandez, 5 games, 2 starts, an ERA 3.39, 12 strikeouts, 7 walks. He's a record of 0-2 for Grayson County to lead off. It'll be Chandler McCready, followed by Jaron Van Meter, and then Camden Brothers. Chase, right now, the Cougars find themselves at a 3-0 deficit. Got to find some way to get a runner on base and get a run back.
You just go out here, some of these guys, they may try to tie the score up with one swing. There's not many guys on this team that's going to do that. You just have to go out here in your plate appearance and worry about getting on base.
I know that since you left last year, they don't have anybody that can hit homers. As the pitch
that
is
a
low for – no, it is a late called strike. Our home plate umpire, Brian Jones, tonight, just a little bit of a late strike call. So I got to adjust with an umpire to make sure that I can wait for him to officially call it because he is a little low. The second pitch is a fly ball right side. Hernandez has it read, and that is the first out of the inning.
Something about Hernandez who's pitching tonight. He was actually in second on Tuesday whenever we played them, and he had a couple good plays at second, so he's a good defender all around.
Very good basketball player, too, and we'll talk about this as the game moves on as Jaron Van Meter steps in. And there is a cold strike low and outside, and he's pumping the strike zone early on. And honestly, you do that. Just pump the strike zone. Don't walk guys. As the old Riverfront Stadium for the Cincinnati Reds would say, is there's a little sweeping, look like some movement there on the little fastball, and there's another cold strike on the outside corner. And it would say on the scoreboard, walks will haunt. It's the truest thing in the world. You walk guys, it will come back to bite you. The 0-2. Van Meter reaches out to extend on that one and fouls it off down the third base line, and we'll do it one more time.
Jaron, with 2 strikes right there, you have to really shorten up your zone and get a good 2-strike approach, and I think that was a result of that.
Van Meter hitting .438, 4 runs batted in, 10 walks, leads the team, and there is a pitch high for ball 1. I think the Whitesville Trinity fans thought Jaron Van Meter was going to be making his way back to the Don Lee Field first base dugout on that one. But, as we mentioned, Van Meter is short. And his strike zone is smaller, and but it's a pro to having that height. And he lines one, base hit left side, over the head of the outstretched arms of Borman at third, and the Cougars have a runner on base with 1 out.
That was good right there, Jaron. He didn't let the fact that he had 2 strikes get him down there, and he just slapped one to the opposite field.
I think the more impressive thing with that, too, is he had a pitch called that was close. And you know that if you have a pitch that called close, you better be up there swinging on that next pitch because it is rare that an umpire will give you 2 close ones back-to-back. Camden Brothers, the pitcher, will try to help himself in this situation. The pitch is low, and it is low for ball 1. They've called the low strike a couple of times tonight. Had to make sure that it was. As Brothers hitting .406, 6 runs batted in, a double. Also leads the team with a Briley Napier-esque stat of 3 hit by pitches. Pickoff move, and Meter slides in ahead of the tag.
Cam, he needs to come up here, have a good plate appearance. A good plate appearance can definitely shake off the feeling of a bad pitching outing.
The 1-0, another pickoff move. Van Meter again in ahead of the tag. Van Meter does have plus speed down at first base, so if he does go off and run, and I'm sure they'd like to test the arm of Hatfield, the catcher.
On Tuesday we didn't necessarily steal a lot of bases, but we advanced on a lot of pass balls.
The pitch, Van Meter is off. It's a high throw. He's going to have to get in ahead of the tag. He is safe, just in ahead of the tag. The throw was a little bit wide to the left. The second baseman, Crisp, had to move a little bit over, and that was a really close play.
Whitesville, they knew, based off of their couple pickoffs, that he might be running, so they did good with a high fastball right there to get the pitcher in the stance to go ahead and throw down the second.
The 2-0 is outside, and Brothers now in a hitter's count of 3-0. And Chase, I know Danny Clark believed in a lot of things. He did not believe in the 3-0 fastball, or the 3-0 swing here. Does Jody Knott? We'll find out.
No.
He does not. And it's a cold strike. I always am interested in the philosophy of coaches on, do you green light a 3-0, good hitter like Brothers, trying to get the offense sparked, and, it just kind of depends. And Brothers is going to get on with a walk on a pitch outside, and the Cougars have a 1-out rally going with runners on first and second for the four-hole hitter, Eli Watson. Watson this season for the Cougars, average around 150 with an RBI. He does have a double and a triple. Not necessarily the offensive start to the season that Watson has wanted, but he's a guy that he can get going. Put one into the gap here, and nobody remembers what you've been hitting, especially in a district game. The pitch is high, and it looked like a breaking ball that didn't break quite as much as Hernandez had wanted, and it's high for ball one.
Not all hits are the same with Eli. You know, his average may not be where he wants, but he's had a couple big hits in the end of games.
Low outside again, and Hernandez, after peppering the strike zone to start, has struggled to find it. He's thrown 14 pitches, only 7 for a strike. Cougars still trail this one 3-0. Pitch popped straight up in the infield. Hatfield, the catcher's got to find it, and he loses it, and he wasn't going to find that. You could tell he was trying to find it looking up into the sun here on a perfectly clear day, and he found it at the last second, and he wasn't going to have a play on that. That is one of the toughest plays to make in baseball for a catcher, because you're throwing that mask off and you're looking straight up into the sky.
Straight up and directly behind you as well.
Trying to catch. It is one of the toughest plays, I think, to make in baseball. The 2-1 coming. Can Watson make him pay? It's a hard ground ball to the shortstop, Huff. He'll go to second for one. The relay not in time. Watson hustling down the line, beats it out. The Raiders do get an out at second base, and there'll be runners on the corners with 2 outs for Landon Sharella. It's one of the times that you don't want to hit a ball too hard. But even better, though, by Watson to be hustling down the line. So you have runners on the corner for the left-handed hitting Landon Sharella, hitting over 400. Pickoff move, and he doesn't take it. And Chase, that was real close. Real close. Pitch is outside, and nothing going there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That was trying to bait him in.
Real close to a balk there at first for the pitcher, Hernandez. The 1-0. Got the runner Watson at first. Van Meter at third. Outside, they're going to do a pickoff move down to third, and they throw it into left field. Van Meter gets up. He's going to come in to score, and the Cougars are on the board on the errant throw down to third base. And you know what, Chase? I'll take it.
That's right. Any way you can get runs like that. You know, Whitesville's kind of being aggressive on the defensive side, and if you can use that against them, you might as well. And that's exactly what happened there.
So the error allows the runner to advance also to second base, and the Cougs are on the board. And there's a ball, and that's 3-0. And I'm not sure if Sharella down there might have tried to do the good old 3-ball walk, or maybe he just didn't know the count exactly. He did kind of take a little move, and Brian Jones, there it is. He was just predicting that. No, they called it a strike on the inside corner.
3-0, probably 90% of pitches are going to be strikes whenever they're close.
So here comes the 3-1. Runner Watson down at second, and it's outside. And like I said, Sharella was just predicting the future. That's right. So he's going to take second base, and it'll be Michael Wood now to hit for the Cougars. Wood this year, 179 with a run batted in.
Yeah, Mikey, he's right around the Mendoza line here, so he needs him a good at-bat to come out here. And
we have time called, and got a meeting now coming in from head coach Jeff Wimsett. He's going to trot in there and talk with Nathan Hernandez, and it's an interesting situation here for a mound visit. I don't think Hernandez has necessarily thrown the ball. And did they just I thought they just made a pitching change for a second, and I know they did not. Mattingly, the first baseman, is now leaving the huddle. He's going and talking to the umpire in the field. It's kind of interesting is when he left the huddle, I thought that they might have made a pull and taken Hernandez out of the game, which would have been an interesting move, but Mattingly's still talking with the umpire, and now he'll break it. Interesting to see what the conversation was, and now Mattingly goes in. So to be here 2 down for Wood. Cougars have a runner on first and second. They trail 3-1, and it's fouled off. Good swing by Wood. He was looking for a first pitch strike after the meeting at the mound, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Whitesville had an interesting strategy on Tuesday where they actually sent Hernandez to the bullpen and pulled him out of the field for an inning to warm up, but they never brought him in.
Pitch is outside for ball 1, and that'll move the count here to 1-1 strike. A softball score to bring you. Bowling Green Lady Purples lead Grayson County 5-0 at the end of the first inning. The pitch from Hernandez is a line drive caught by the second baseman, Crisp. He went down to a knee and caught the screamer up the middle to end the Cougars' threat. We're through the top half of the first inning, and it's the Raiders 3. The Cougs are 1, as this is Cougar Baseball right here. Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. Grayson County trails this one 3-1 as we start inning number 2. Camden Brothers in for inning number 2 of work. And for Whitesville Trinity, it will be the pitcher Nathan Hernandez, followed by Huff and Hatfield. As it is 3-1 Raiders. Whitesville Trinity has one of their first leads against Grayson County in quite a few years.
Whenever you have the 9-hole leading off, sometimes the teams will do a second leadoff hitter at the 9-hole, so you may have 2 leadoff hitters here with the 9-1 due up.
Go with, as Hernandez rips one there, he was ahead of it, but if he'd have straightened that one out of there, he might have been able to poke that one over the fence in left field, as that one was hit a ton. It was definitely way foul, but he ripped that one. Here comes the second pitch to Hernandez. It's over his head, and he ducks out of the way of that one. You can tell Brothers immediately went down and was wiping his hand on that. Looks like that one clearly slipped.
Cam, he just needs to, after a pitch like that, you just need to refocus, find the catcher's mitt, understand what you're throwing, and go back after him.
Here comes the 1-1 from Brothers. Pitch is a slow grounder to Watson at 30. Stumbled a little bit out of the break. He'll recover. He'll throw for the first out of the inning. Good recovery there by Watson, as he did take a little bit of a stumble out there at first. Didn't make it affect him too much, and that's the first out of the inning. And we go back to the top of the order with Landon Huff. He reached on an error in his first at bat by Watson there at third. Huff has some pop in his bat. Should say his Cougar outfield is playing in, but pretty much straight away, all the way for Huff. Van Meter does trot a little bit back in center field. The first pitch to Huff is a high ground ball to the shortstop, Haycraft. He bobbles, and he's not going to be able to make the play. Huff will reach on an error for the second time in this game. And now the lineup goes towards Hatfield, the catcher.
You know, Huff in the game on Tuesday, he had 2 at-bats. One was an HBP, but the other was a ground out to short. And a lot of times the dugout will communicate that, you know, hey, Landon, we were at you last time. And but Landon, he's just young. He's going to be a great player, but that just showed his inexperience right there. Hatfield, the catcher, struck out on a breaking ball outside. He's showing bunt right here. Watson, the third baseman, pickoff move. Huff, and he is out. They pick him off. What a move by Brothers to get Huff down at first base. That is how you do it. Huff took a second to trot back over. And it was a bang-bang play, and it's tough for us to see up here, but the umpire had a good angle on it, and it didn't seem like the first base coach for Whitesville Trinity had anything to say about it, which makes me think it was the right call. I hope they didn't hear me, Chase. No, there's nobody watching this.
2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Now, and that is honestly a play like that can be huge for the confidence of a pitcher. You just got a pick-off move. Let's see if that can now start to get you in a roll. You've got the momentum back on your side. Hatfield fouls it off to the right side. Drake does a short little runoff, and he is going to run out of play. Speaking of Drake, I know his father was grilling today. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on in tonight's broadcast. He's promised to send us up food during the game. Now, will his dad actually come through? It's anyone's guess. The 0-2 to Hatfield is a ground ball into the Whitesville Trinity dugout, and we'll do it one more time.
I'll say this here: if Coach Drake sends up food, I think we can officially say that me and Chris Drake, we have a tainted history in the past.
Here comes the 0-2. It is a ground ball. Watson tries to backhand it, and it's going to go into left field for a base hit. That's a really tough play. A hard turn, Hatfield. Play is coming to second, and he is out. No, he's safe. He dropped the ball. As if it would have been corralled, he would have been out by a mile, but the ball was dropped down by Wood at second base. And immediately a courtesy runner is going to trot out for the Raiders. It's going to be Nolan Mills.
Eli, he probably wasn't expecting the runner to take a hard turn like that, and that was good heads-up base running there. But he wasn't necessarily going after the ball, and he took a stutter step there to fire the ball to second.
And, really, it was just not played well down there at second. And in to hit now is Gavin Howard. He's 0 for 1. The Raiders have an insurance run potentially in scoring position. There's a swing and a miss. The first pitch to Howard. That pitch was about at Howard's eyes, and if I'm Camden Brothers, he was swinging out of his shoes on that. Chase, you know what I do? I throw that same pitch again, and I throw it one more time after that. As a pitcher, you almost have to read hitters as much as they read you. Pickoff move, and it's a little wide to the right. And if it wasn't, Mills would have been caught sleeping down at second.
You do as a pitcher, but also you can't, a hitter like this who's batting, he's banging the 3-hole, so, you can't give him the same pitch every time because he can adjust to it.
Pitch is low. Nice stop by McCready, though. Throw down to third. He is safe. McCready didn't see it, and he's upset with himself. I don't think he thought the runner was taking off until it was too late. And now the runner is 90 feet away.
Which I'm up here in the booth, so I didn't hear it, but I almost wonder if the infield didn't yell he's going to let Chandler know.
The runner stands 90 feet away. The 1-1 to Howard is inside. He dives out of the way of that one, and now you can tell a little bit. Now pickoff move. They picked him off. They get him one more time, and that is the inning. So the Cougars catch 2 runners, pick him off for the Raiders. And we're through the top half of the second inning. It's 3-1. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson County. This is Cougar Baseball on Seven, 8, 9 in the order for Grayson County to start the bottom of the second inning. They trail 3-1 against the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity, and they'll turn to Ethan Snyder, who's had a really good season this year, hitting .483, 7 runs batted in, and 2 doubles, and he's been really good with his bat, and putting him down there at the bottom of the order could be good here, especially in a situation like that, to try and spark the end of the order. And Hernandez, called time. I guess he was waiting for the center fielder Howard to get ready. So we're looking to get into position. Howard playing very deep in center field. And the first pitch to Snyder is low for ball 1.
He's putting some respect on Ethan Snyder's name, and I love it. Ethan, he may not be happy where, on paper the higher averages tend to bat higher up, but it's good to have a guy with high average batting down in the zone.
Pitch high for ball 2. I kind of think of that as, in a way, last year you had Gavin Childress for Grayson County, who came up with some of the biggest hits of the year, including what almost Gavin Childress last year, if we're being honest, kind of is like Sean Woods for Kentucky in 1992 with a hit that would have gone down in history, but the Cougars ended up falling in the district tournament as he knocked in 2 to extend the game in the 7th after Edmonson County in the district tournament had hit a home run. It was the biggest hit of the season, and it's one that people won't necessarily remember because the Cougars didn't end up winning. The 3-0 pitch is a called strike to Snyder.
And that's something, too, about Gavin. He was really good. He loved being up at the end of the game.
The 3-1 here is a pop fly right side out of play. So the count will move full now as Hernandez has battled back to make it something. 3-2 is ripped to the third baseman, off his glove and into left field for a base hit. That was going to be a really tough play by Borman. And Chase, they call it the hot corner for a reason, and that was the epitome of just that.
That's right, Ethan. He squared that one up, hit it down the line and he caught the third baseman there. He just wasn't in the right position.
It'll be Landon Haycraft now to hit for the Cougars, and I always say, Chase, it's one of these things that it's not a rule of the game of baseball, but it's almost like it is. At the same time, Haycraft shows bunt, and it's a beauty right down the first base line. He's going to be out, but Snyder will easily advance. And what I was saying was that when you make an error in the field, it almost makes sense. It's almost like a rule that you're hitting in the next inning.
Yeah, and that could, like right there, he's probably going to have a good feeling about him there where that error, it's not going to weigh on you as much because you advanced the runner in a scoring position.
Braden Childress will now hit for the Cougars. This is a matchup that he knows very well against Nathan Hernandez. And the first pitch is low for ball 1 to him as both are point guards for the respective basketball teams. Braden Childress against Nathan Hernandez. They had some wars this year. And Hernandez as a basketball player, we'll talk about this when he comes up to hit. Well, actually, he already hit, but we'll mention it as well as that one's ripped foul down the left field line. But what I was saying is Hernandez might have been the most improved player in the district last season, in my opinion. And look, I've seen a lot of 12th district basketball, incredibly improved as a player, and he was really good for the Raiders last year. Not that he wasn't good in previous years, but he was especially good last year. And he was somebody that you really had to game plan. It wasn't just the Lane and Huff team. So Braden Childress knows it more as the basketball court. This pitch is high, but this is his first time taking him on the diamond. A little bit different.
I was talking to Braden's mom, Beth, earlier today, and I knew that she said that he's been swinging the bat a little better, so he is looking forward to these matchups against these district opponents.
The 2-1 is high again, and Hernandez, ball just doesn't seem to be breaking as much for him as 17 strikes of his 35 pitches. That's hovering just below 50%. The 3-1. Outside, and Childress will get on with a walk, and that goes to the top of the order now for Chandler McCready, who, and I don't blame him necessarily for that play in the last inning, it's a tough play for him. As you mentioned, Chase, that the infield might not have called it out for him, but again, it's like the unwritten rule of the game of baseball. You make potentially a mistake in the field, you're coming up to hit. And that's exactly what it is, because if Chandler lines one into a gap right now, nobody remembers what happened in that last inning.
That's right, and Chandler, he likes these big moments, as you can see on the basketball and football field, too. Well, he just has that clutch gene in him.
And he rips one right on cue into left center field. That one's going to drop. It's going to die in the outfield. 1 run will score, and they're going to hold him up there. And Chase, can I call myself a predictor? He's going to rip a gapper and score at least one, and right on cue, I'm going to retire because I don't know that I've ever called it correctly.
You have one under your belt.
You know what? And it's now, congratulations, you are now the official play-by-play voice of Cougar baseball, because I don't know that it can get better than that, right?
That's right. Voice of the Cougars, Chase Blaine.
First pitch to Van Meter is a cold ball, and now Jaron Van Meter has a chance to come away as it is 3-2 now with a big hit by Chandler McCready.
You know, infield's playing in. Chandler's probably going to look to swat one just over their heads and get a little blue base hit.
Outside for ball 2. Jaron Van Meter steps in, or as our good friends in Whitesville Trinity like to call him Vern. Likes to step in, and you know what? I'm sure Jaron says if I'm throwing a no-hitter like he did against the Raiders, you can call me whatever you want.
Yeah, the Whitesville PA guy must have not been able to read the lineup. I don't know who would have made that out or whose handwriting would have been bad.
Well, if it was yours, I can see why he couldn't have read it, because I've seen your handwriting, and it's hard to make my handwriting look good.
My handwriting is very consistent. It's been consistent since my elementary school days.
You write like a kindergartner, if I'm being honest. I've seen preschoolers with better handwriting.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
You can have your job.
That's what we're here. Yes, thank you. And Van Meter watches a pitch right down Broadway for a called strike, and you could tell Jaron, when that ball came, he kind of just laid that bat against the left shoulder. He said, okay, you can let it go by. Standing in the on-deck circle for Grayson County, his brother's the pitcher, and he is going to get a chance to hit with the bases loaded and only one down. You could tell Camden, the pitcher, who's not had the greatest start to the game, he's probably frothing at the mouth. He's looking like we were watching Chris Drake cook some burgers before the game.
That's right. Cam, he knows here he can give his team the lead, and then with him going back out there, this may be the difference between a win and loss in his opinion. So he's looking to go out here and do some damage.
First pitch to from Hernandez is low, or a cold strike, low and outside.
He's looking to do the type of damage that only Flex Seal can fix, major damage.
There you go. I like it. I don't know how I feel about the random mentions now. We're giving shout-outs to products that aren't sponsoring. And it's a ground ball caught by Huff at shortstop. He's going to go the short way to third to get one out. And he is out at third. That's a fielder's choice. A run will score, and it's a tie game.
I'm not sure that the third baseman's foot was on the bag there. It looked like he had pulled.
Looking at Buddy Hobby down there, again, I always look at base coaches. He didn't seem to have any issue with it. And I think the tag as well on it. So I think it was the right call, and that'll be a fielder's choice, and now Eli Watson will have a chance. We have a courtesy runner going down there. Looks like, is it Keaton Hodges in for the pitcher?
It is, yes it is.
So Keaton Hodges will be the courtesy runner down at first base. Hodges does have plus speed. And Van Meter has plus speed as well down at second. So if Watson can find a gapper, that one's fouled off. Will I go 2 for 2? If he'll find a gap, I'm not predicting it here, but if he will, he could easily score 2 as it's tied at 3 right now.
He could. And just looking at the outfield, there's gap in the left and right center gap. So if he can find that, it's very possible.
The pitch is off the foot of the pitcher Hernandez, and it's going to roll into right field. That's going to score 1 run. Going into third and diving in ahead of the tag is Hodges. Backside going to second is Watson, and the Cougs have a 4-3 lead.
You know, Watson, he saw that the throw was going to third there, and he had the presence in mind, though. Hold up just long enough for the throw to go third and then round first.
The Cougars now have a lead, and a mound visit is coming for Nathan Hernandez at first. What a move. And, I mean, that one, I'm sure this also might be a mound visit, but it also might be, are you okay? Because that one was ripped right back up the middle, and technically Chase on scoring that play. If you're scoring with us at home, it goes 1-9, the ever-popular 1-9-5 infield base hit.
That, and two, Whitesville's Coach Wimsett there, whenever you have an injury question, that's basically a free mound visit. So you might as well take it, even if, he's telling you not to come out, you might as well go out there and talk to him.
Especially after a base hit that loses your lead. And Shirella is now in hit, and he fouls one off to the left side, and you can tell Landon Shirella, he's looking to add to this 4-3 lead.
Right, Landon. I know he comes from a long lineage of great baseball players, so he's looking to continue that tradition here.
And the second pitch is a cold strike on the inside corner. He gets all of that from his dad, though, right? Not his older brother. Is that correct?
Sure. You're standing next to him. I'm not.
I was going to say, his dad's up here very close to me, so I can't say anything negative. The 0-2. Inside, gets past the catcher. Coming home is Hodges, and he's in safe, and the Cougs lead 5-3.
Hodges, he was running from the get-go on that one. He He hasn't had a chance to play very much, been injured a little bit, so anytime he can see the field, he's always giving it 110%, and it showed right there.
And for a guy about his size, you see that on the football field as well. He's going to give you everything he has, and you got to love that as a player. I know Brian Jones, the football coach, is a big fan of him as well, as that pitch slipped out of the hand of Hernandez. That'll even up the count here at 2. For Hernandez, that was pitch number 50. Something to keep in mind as this game moves on, as Grayson County now leads 5-3. The pitch, fly ball left side, out of play.
You know, especially with the backstop here being, you know, it's a fairly close backstop. So it has to take either a bad bounce or you have to have a speedster on third like Keat there to score a run on a pass ball.
So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the second inning. Grayson County's already scored 4 runs in the inning to take the 5-3 lead. The runner Watson is at third base. Shirella looking to knock him in. The pitch, fouled off left side, out of play. And Shirella is tightening up on that swing, and he's going to make sure he doesn't. I see an update here from a 12th District baseball team that is in action tonight against Russellville. The Edmonson County Wildcats are on top 6-0 against the Panthers. That pitch goes outside, and the count moves full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes after Shirella fell behind at 0-2.
You know, Shirella shows his patient hitter and how good of a hitter he is. I know Coach Danny Clark was really high on him just for that reason.
The 3-2. Low, and he works the walk. That's a really, really good at-bat, and I think I even heard head coach Jody Nutt yell to Landon Shirella as he trotted up the line. That's a great at-bat, and that was. And here comes Michael Wood. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Lined out on a rope up the middle. That was a great play by Crisp at second base. And if Crisp was playing where he is right now, Michael Wood would have had at least 1, if not 2. Because Crisp is not playing up the middle like he was last time. Cold strike on the outside corner to Wood. Be interesting to see the Raiders. We mentioned beforehand on what potentially could be the leash on Camden Brothers as starting pitcher. You got to wonder, the Raiders have a leash on Nathan Hernandez as well. Cold strike on the inside corner. That one just clipped the inside, and Wood's now falling behind 0-2.
You know, 0-2 count here. You have to choke up a little bit, get a good 2-strike approach here, and then you can put one in the gap.
The pitch high, and taking second base is Landon Shirella. He was off and running. And you know what, Chase? I give that a steal.
It's a little defensive indifference there.
I'm giving him credit for a steal. His dad says it's a steal, and his dad's a lot closer to me. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Wood down on strikes, but the Cougars score 4 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And we're through 2 full, and it's 5-3. Grayson County leads Whitesville Trinity. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Welcome back to Donley Field, where Grayson County has taken a 5-3 lead, and in the break we were gifted by Chris Drake, Cougar football assistant coach. He's the offensive line coach. He was up there grilling them out. I know we got some video of him firing up the grill, grilling us some hot dogs, and we made the deal that if he would get some FaceTime in the video if he brings us a hot dog, and he just came through. Chase, you've been munching down on it. I haven't been able to bring it up because I actually have to work. good or not from Chris Drake as we'll wait here from the first pitch to Gavin Howard from Camden Brothers. And it's a cold strike on the inside corner. How do you rate the grill master, Chris Drake?
Me and Chris Drake just became best friends. That's a solid 8.8. 8.8.
8.8
out of
okay.
10.
Okay, I'll have to take my bite in the next half inning. The 0-1 is outside for ball one. Hopefully Camden Brothers can make quick work because I'm starting to smell it, and it smells very good.
It's great. The grill markings on it were superb. It was cooked all the way through. A little bit of black on it, not much pink. Oh, it was awesome, Sam.
Here comes the 1-1. Is fouled off by Howard. He just got enough of that one. Another score update to bring you from 12th District teams involving an action in softball. The Lady Cats of Edmonson County trail Monroe County 3-0. And a score update from the Lady Cougar softball team. They are losing 7-0 to Bowling Green in the bottom of the third inning. Bowling Green is a very good team, though, ranked in the top 25 in the state. Inside, Howard, a little jig step to get out of the way of that one. As the Lady Cougars have been playing very good softball as of late, and I'm liking that they can hopefully continue in that pathway. The break even coming to Howard is a fly ball left field. Back on his horses, Childress back to the track, and he's got it red. That one was a bomb by Howard, and he just gets it caught by Childress. And Chase, that wasn't necessarily the greatest pathway, but it doesn't matter what pathway you took. You caught it.
No, they tell you, in practice and stuff, to get behind the ball. He was more of a follow the ball and stick your glove. Hey, it worked, so I give him props. It wasn't the prettiest looking play, but hey, an out's an out.
Mason Mattingly will now hit for the Raiders. He singled into right field in his last at bat, and that was the first hit that the Raiders had against the Cougars in over 2 games. Swing and a miss. He's the first pitch from Brothers to Mattingly. Camden Brothers sitting at 44 pitches right now. I think that with Camden, 80% strike. Pitch is fouled off to the left side and into the net, and you can easily see even though the net, it never fails. It never fails. The net will be there, but you know that there will be at least one person who will look like they're about to get hit with the ball and do the jump back. And I made eye contact. Well, I didn't make eye contact, but I saw a fan down there. So that pitch is outside from Brothers. But then again, Chase, you can't say much because if my memory is right, the last time we did a broadcast together, I thought you were going to have to step out for a moment because you needed to collect yourself after a foul ball came.
It's a lot different angle than I'm used to.
The 1-2 swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Is Mason Mattingly. Camden Brothers gets the strikeout and will now head towards Hayden All. He's 1 for 1. He lined a base hit in the left field in his last at bat. He saw only one pitch and swung at it immediately.
And to be fair, I'm closer to the plate than you are. So.
Are you, though?
Press box is angled.
It is a weird angle for this press box. I don't know who did that. I don't know why we're not directly behind the plate. There's a called strike. So if you've never been to Donley Field, the press box is at a little bit of a weird angle. I don't know why we're not directly perpendicular. Is that the right word? Parallel. Perpendicular? I don't know what the plate. Squared? Yeah, that's probably the right word. It's fouled off. I'm trying to speak geometry, and I haven't taken geometry in almost a decade. Shows you how old I am, Chase.
I'm in college, and I'm in a math class, and I have no clue how to do any of it.
In fact, I think it literally has been a decade since I've taken geometry. Wow.
You're old, Sam.
I am an old man. 25 years old, Chase. That's pretty old. Here comes the 0-2 from Camden Brothers to Hayden All. Can he retire him in order? He reaches out to grab that one. A long run for Wood. He recovers, flips to Drake, and that is the inning. We're through 2.5. Cougs on top, 5-3. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Gorgeous night at Don Lee Field, and the Cougars are on top 5-3 as we're in the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for Grayson County is Ethan Snyder. He swings at the first pitch and grounds it down the third base line. Chasing the break, I scarfed down one of the famous Chris Drake hot dogs, and it is solid, although somehow a popcorn kernel ended up in mine, and might have to have a talk with him after the game, but so I can't go quite 8.8 because of that, but I can give it a solid 7.5. Here comes the 0-1 to Ethan Snyder, who leads off for Grayson County, and it is outside for ball one. Hernandez sitting at 60 pitches for Whitesville Trinity. Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. Fouled Buddy Hobby down there at third base. That's fouled down the third base line. Was considering making a play on that ball, but then I think about halfway down he realized I'm not wearing a glove, and that will not feel good.
Yeah, buddy, he was a great infielder back in his day at Brett County.
The 1-2 is ripped up the middle, caught by Hernandez. What a play by the pitcher, Nathan Hernandez. I mean, that is a good play by the pitcher.
Oh, smoked. It's on those plays, all you can do is just put your glove out and turn away and hope it doesn't hit you and it finds the gloves, and it did both of those things right there.
Landon Haycraft had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat, and he fouls it off into the net. Cougars batted around in the last inning, plating 4 runs.
Can I ask you something, Sam?
Should I be worried?
If you're a broadcast, is this what it's like being a broadcaster? You have people bring you food and stuff. This may be a good career for me.
Not usually. The 0-1 is low for ball one. As I know that last year at the softball complex, they brought me a very delicious smoked bologna sandwich that I scarfed down, because it was even better that the fact that they brought me one, but not my color analyst that evening, Bradley Napier, so I got to eat it in front of him. As that pitch is high for ball one to move the count to 2-1 strike. Listen, I was going to take any opportunity to potentially eat a fried bologna sandwich in front of Bradley Napier. As there's a ground ball to the second baseman, Crisp. He will recover, throw on, and that's the second out of the inning. I do want to be sure that I mention here today, he's not working tonight, but one of our K105 Digital Productions crew members, Mr. Cole Snyder, he's got the night off tonight because he's celebrating his birthday. So happy birthday to Cole. I'm not sure how he's celebrating it tonight. I just saw him leave himself a comment in there. So to Cole, happy birthday. I know we'll see you, I think, on Tuesday for some Lady Cougar softball. Be Gavin Childress to hit, and he'll foul that one off. Chase, I gave you off for your birthday as well. So
You did. I think this is actually Braden Childress batting. I think Gavin graduated last year.
It's a Childress in the 9-hole.
Well, Gavin held down that spot respectably for
He did.
three seasons.
And it's not against Butler County, so luckily Hernandez is okay. High and inside for ball one. As we're coming up on we're now on almost the 3-year anniversary of the famous Gavin Childress triple.
The triple that should have been the inside the park home run, but he was pimping it going down first base.
The 1-1 fly ball, center field. Howard comes over to his left to make the catch, and the Cougars go 1-2-3. We're through 3 full, 5-3. Grayson leads Whitesville Trinity. This is Cougar Baseball on K1. Gorman brothers in for inning number 4 of work as Grayson County leads 5-3. Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you on the call this evening. Brothers so far tonight, 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. None of them earned 4 strikeouts.
That's a pretty good outing so far. If his defense can hold up behind him, he has, quite frankly, he has a shutout going.
Whitesville Trinity, 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Grayson County, 5 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors. As the first pitch to the leadoff hitter in this inning is Elijah Borman. He grounds one foul down the left field line. Borman in his first at bat reached on an error. That was the ball that popped straight up into the air, and some miscommunication between Watson and McCready.
There's been several times where we've had little infield pop-ups like that drop this year, and it's been something I know they've looked at and worked on, but we haven't found a right solution for that yet, and I think a lot more communication during the game would definitely help fix that.
As the sun is beginning to set here at Donley Field on what has just been an absolutely gorgeous evening, as that second pitch is inside for ball 1. As I take a look down at my watch, right now we're saying 79 degrees. There's not a cloud in the sky, a light breeze. I mean, the baseball gods have come through tonight. The 1-1. Little breaking ball that gets the inside corner for a called strike. That was one of Brothers' best pitches of the evening. That
is, and if Camden can control all of his breaking pitches like that, he's going to be a really good pitcher this season.
Here comes the 1-2. And it throws it behind Borman, and somehow did miss him. It did. I had about as good of an angle out as anybody, and it didn't hit him. As Borman did a little jib inside to make sure that didn't hit him in the back. And I was always good at getting hit in the back when I played for some reason. I'd seemed like I'd set the record for that. Inside and right on cue, that one wasn't going to miss it.
I think he didn't mean to hit him. He just wanted to rattle his cage a little bit, in the words of the Intimidator.
So I see. We're getting a NASCAR reference there. It'll be Will Hernandez to hit. And now we're talking here as the home plate umpire comes out, as Chandler McCready comes out to talk, as does the Borman down at first. That's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure what that could have been about.
I think there may have been some extracurriculars that might have been said there as after the HBP. Since
now Jody Nutt's coming out to talk to the home plate umpire Brian Jones to get a little bit of an explanation, and whatever was told, Jody Nutt doesn't disagree with and claps his hands, and he's going to go back to his little perch on the left side of the dugout. As it'll now be Will Hernandez to hit. He reached on a dropped third strike in his last at bat. The lefty steps in. The runner Borman is at first. Brothers takes a look, pickoff move. He's in safe.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Whitesville maybe throw down a little bunt or put the runner in motion here, especially with the 7-hole hitter up. And the lefty versus the righty as well.
It's a 5-3 game, too. I mean, you are in this ball game. It's been a good game here tonight. The pitch from Brothers showing bunt right on cue. It gets past the catcher, McCready. And trotting up to second base is going to be Borman, and the runner is in scoring position for Hernandez now. And it'll be interesting to see. Do the Raiders keep the bunt on to move him to third? Or will they try to swing away with Will Hernandez, who comes in with a record or a average of 200 into tonight's game?
This would be perfect for a hit and run right here. I'm not sure how much Whitesville works on hitting it in between the cones that we talked about. Well, no, with the lefty up, maybe not. But if this was a righty, hitting it in between the cones there, first and second would be ideal.
He's got a hole on the left side he could drive a freight train through, and that one was, I thought, fouled off. Was it not? It was. I thought it was at first, and ball just the way it came out of the batter's box, it almost had to have been. It was just a weird play, if not. Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. 1-1 coming to Will Hernandez. Brothers checks the runner at second. He'll check him one more time. Pickoff move coming. He is in safe.
Whitesville's in this. Everybody in that dugout is on the rail. They're making noise. They're excited. They're in this game still. It's only a 2-run game in the top of the fourth.
There's still a whole lot of baseball left to play here tonight at Donley Field. The 1-1. Another large lead is Borman. Inside, it's a bunt. Somehow he got that bunt down. It's a foul ball, and you know what? I'm going to give Will Hernandez. I'm not sure if it was a bunt as much as I'm protecting myself from not getting hit by this ball. And it worked. He made contact, and it was a foul ball, but I give him credit. I don't know how he bunted that.
It worked. He got lucky is what he did.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. The 1-2 coming to Hernandez. Brothers checks the runner. The pitch kind of slipped out of his hand a little bit, and that'll even up the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grayson County 5-8 on the season. They're 1-0 in 12th district play. Monday and Tuesday they are scheduled to play Edmonson County at home on Monday. On Tuesday they will they will head to downtown Browntown to face the Wildcats. The break even. Pop up in the infield and it'll go out of play. And that is a very important game on Tuesday. Take out the Edmonson County thing. But Chase, you know why I say that's even more important is I heard a smack. Somebody's car just wore that foul ball behind us here. And as long as it's not the nice Honda out there, I'm good. Maybe if it found the white Ford, that'd be decent. It'd have to take a bomb to get to you, though. You park way far away. The break even is a slow grounder foul. But Chase, why is that even more important for that game on Tuesday?
I don't know, Sam. Why?
Where's the district tournament this year?
Oh, it's at Edmonson County. That is right.
It's a big thing, just playing a game in a ballpark. You got to learn that. I mean, there are little things about different ballparks. Chandler McCready, the catcher. How far back is the backstop? Is there a spot in the grass? Maybe there's a little spot in that infield grass that maybe that ball just goes a little weird. How far back is the wall in left field? You know, it's just those little things that you got to make sure that you do. As there's a swing and a miss, down on strikes goes Will Hernandez. And the lineup now will move towards Carter Crisp. Crisp struck out swinging in his last at-bat.
That's the great thing about baseball. Every field is different. You know, basketball, football, they're all the same. Baseball, every field is different. That's one of the great things about going to different places because you never know what you're going to get. I know, like, Glasgow was one of my personal favorites just because it had an old-timey feel to it. Had a hill in left field.
The pitch, swing, and a miss on a pitch high to Carter Crisp. But, I mean, it's huge for that. And, I mean, you look at who was Grayson County's scrimmage last season. If you remember here at Donley Field, Chase, I'm not sure if you remember or not.
Played Catholic.
It was Owensboro Catholic. And why did Owensboro Catholic probably agree to that scrimmage more than they maybe usually have?
Because we hosted region.
Exactly. And that pitch is inside, and it does hit Crisp. And now Whitesville Trinity has runners on first and second with one down here in the top of the 4th inning. But who ended up winning region, Chase?
I believe it was Owensboro Catholic.
It's those little things. Now, was them playing a game on March the 15th or whatever it was, when it was, I think, about 35 degrees outside, did that have an impact on them winning region? Maybe, probably not. Was it potentially a factor? You never know. And that's why it's important to get as many opportunities that you can. And, I mean, you mentioned basketball gyms. It is still a little different in basketball because you got to think that Grayson County's gym is different than the Horn Community Center where Whitesville Trinity plays games. It's smaller. You got to think that Whitesville Trinity has an area behind them for a little bit of a stage. There are differences, and it's big about playing games in there. As there's a line drive into left center field, long run for Van Meter. It's going to drop. The runner at second had to hold. A play coming to third. He is safe, I think was the call by the umpire. And I think Watson had to realize that was not a tag play. It's a force play.
Yeah, I think he went for a tag.
And he didn't need to. It was a bang-bang play as Borman just slides in ahead of the tag. And, ladies and gentlemen, we're in a dangerous situation. Somebody better call Kenny Loggins because you're in danger zone here as the bases are juiced. 3 ducks on the pond with 1 ounce. Lingen and Huff into hit. Maybe the Raiders' best bat. He's reached twice, both on errors.
There is
One
action
by the
in
third
both
baseman,
bullpens
Watson.
right now.
The pitch outside for ball 1. Chase, can you see who it might be? He's going to take the look down to see if he can't bring us who it might be in the Grayson County bullpen. He's trying to peer.
Looks like Gage Napier may be getting hot, and this may be
Jody
the move
Nutt
with Jody
is
Nutt
going to
out.
make the slow trek out to the mound. Will he make the move right now? This would be a heck of a situation to bring an 8th grader into. District game, bases loaded against their best bat.
The thing is, Gage is not scared. He's not going to back down from anything. been called upon in big spots before. He even got a save earlier this year.
Brothers only sitting at 66 pitches, and Jody Nutt, that was a, hey, how you doing? This is your chance conversation.
I believe this could also be a more buying time, buying a couple extra pitches down there for Gage and Landon to get loose.
As Jody Nutt makes the trek into the dugout, you can tell he even took a little bit longer of a little trek. He took a little bit of a different pathway.
He's an old school coach. He knows the little things like that that can buy you a couple extra seconds, and that may be the difference between getting loose and getting hot.
He learned from the best. The 1-0 is behind Huff. It's 2-0, and immediately the Whitesville Trinity dugout. You mentioned that they were up and doing it, but they just kind of went to another level after that pitch.
This may also be, hey, focus on the hitter here. Try to get a ground ball to second or short up the middle, and don't worry about the dugout.
The 2-0, swing and a miss. Gets that one past Huff, and the count moves 2 balls and 1 strikes. The runner Borman is at third. The runner Crisp is at second. Hernandez stands at first base. The bases are juiced for Landon Huff, the junior. The 2-0 hits him in the back, and it is 5-4. Brothers has hit 3 batters in this inning, and Jody Nutt immediately peers down the hallway to look and see if the bullpen is getting close to ready. You can tell he looked in, and I think you're looking at maybe one more at bat as the catcher Connor Hatfield will now hit for the Raiders. Hatfield doubled down the line and struck out swinging. And looks like we have a courtesy runner. Hernandez will come out, and the courtesy runner down there at second base for Whitesville Trinity will try to bring him to you as it comes. I think it looks like 21. That is Stephen James, the freshman. And behind him, and he hit him another good one. And it's a tie game. Brothers has hit 4 batters in the inning. Hatfield reaches base, and it is a 5-5 game. And that will be it for Camden Brothers today. The bases will be loaded with 1 down in the inning. Jody Nutt making the long trek out to the mound. We'll make sure that he does officially go to the mound visit, as there's another courtesy runner that will come in, as it is going to be number 5, Nolan Mills, the courtesy run for the catcher. And there will be a new pitcher in the game. We'll take a break, tell you who it is after this. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Gage Napier will be the new pitcher for Grayson County. 5 games, 1 start, ERA of 4.5 for the 8th grader, Gage Napier. And Chase, welcome to district play. Bases loaded, 1 out against the 3-hole hitter for the 8th grader. And the first pitch is outside. Nice stop by the catcher, Chandler McCready. And Chase, in 10 seconds or less, what's the scouting report on Gage Napier?
He's raw. He has really raw potential. He's never been. This is definitely the biggest moment of his career. I know the coaches are really high on him.
Here comes the 1-0 to Howard from Napier. Called strike on the outside corner.
I think this is great to get their younger guys with Landon Haycraft and such in these big district moments because, a big hit here could theoretically finish them off. So
here comes the 1-1 outside again, and the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. The bases are loaded right now. Whitesville Trinity has already scored 2 runs. The Raiders have now scored 5 runs in this game. It is the most that they've scored against Grayson County since May the 3rd of 2016 when they scored 14 runs. That's fouled off to the right side out of play. That was 14 runs that they scored in May the 3rd. Again, was the most that they have scored. In fact, if you look, the Raiders have only scored more than 5 runs against Grayson County. This is now only the 3rd time in the history of this series. The break even coming from Napier is ripped into center field, and it's going to curve into left center field. It's going to go all the way to the wall. It's 1 run will score. Here comes a 2nd run, and that's a stand-up double for Howard, and the Raiders lead 7-5.
Howard, that was a great job hitting. He found the gap in between. They had a little bit of the gap. Cam was actually shaded over a tad to right field. So he saw that, and he knew exactly where he needed to put the ball, and he changed his eyes, and that's exactly what he did.
As some changes out in the field as well for Grayson County. Gavin Childress was the player who left the game. Gage Napier takes his spot in the order. Camden Brothers moves from pitcher to center, and Van Meter moves from center to left. That is your defensive changes. Gage Napier is the new pitcher. Mason Mattingly's 1 for 2. Singled to right and struck out swinging, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off behind the plate. So you got a runner on second. The runner on third is Camden Brothers' responsibility. Gage Napier, the long look in to the senior catcher, Chandler McCready. Checks the runner at second. Checks him one more time. Now delivers the 0-1. Fouled off behind the plates, and we might have another car shot.
Definitely one of the things after you come to a couple games, you learn what parking lot to park in or what parking lot not to park in.
Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Big pitch by Gage Napier. Hayden All will now hit for the Raiders. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to second and singled into left field. Raiders have already scored 4 runs in this inning. They lead 7-5. Second most runs they've ever scored against the Cougars. Pickoff move in safely. It's a risky pickoff move with a runner on third base.
And they brought him in and faced the meat of the lineup, the heart of the order. So that big out right there, that should be a great confidence boost for him.
Hayden All, and he's still looking down at the runner at second base, and there's extending on that one, grounding it foul down the first base line as that one kind of hugged the line and just at the last second moved off to the right side.
Gage, with the runner on second, he needs to worry about focusing on the hitter because with 2 outs, if you get the hitter out, that guy's not going to score. He doesn't need to turn his eyes and get away from the mitt. He needs to just focus on it and worry about that.
The 0-1 coming to All from Napier is a ground ball to the first baseman, Drake. He'll take it himself. That is the inning, but the Raiders threaten in a big way. They score 4 runs on 2 hits and no errors, and we're through the middle of the 4th inning. It is 7-5. Raiders on top of the Cougars. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Grayson County finds themselves at a deficit as they trail this one 7-5 against the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. And when you're trailing now, not much better than going 1-2-3 in the order to lead off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It'll be Chandler McCready, Jaron Van Meter, and Camden Brothers to hit against Nathan Hernandez. This will be pitch number 70 for Hernandez, and it's a hard ground ball to the shortstop Huff. He'll throw across the diamond. McCready hustling down the line, but they get him by half a step. So one thing about Chandler McCready, Chase, I know I talked about this, it seems like infinite amount of times in basketball. I like to describe him as like the Energizer Bunny. There is not a ground ball. He's not going to go all out. He's just one of those players. He's going to leave it all out there.
Mm-hmm,
and that is a guy that you want, especially leading off, as Jaron Van Meter comes in to hit, and the first pitch is outside.
Right, and the thing with Chandler, too, is we say it all the time. It takes no skill to hustle out of the box. And that is something that a lot of guys, we ground ball, high fly, they just don't do.
And there's a foul ball by Van Meter off to the left side. And out of play, and almost another car shot. And I think I looked down at the Raider fans, and I think I could tell by looking at one of their fans, it was his car. And he kind of did a, whew, we're good. It's not my car that got hit. And I don't think it's any car. And there's a cold strike to Van Meter, and you could tell Jaron immediately wanted that pitch back.
Yeah, something, too, I know we did it several times in the JV game on Tuesday, is just don't be the umpire. Don't run down on pitches you think are balls.
The 1-2, outside, and that'll even up the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grayson County trails 7-5. They trailed 3-1 after the first, came back to take a 5-3 lead, and Whitesville Trinity scored 4 runs in the top of this inning to take the 7-5 lead. Right back up the middle, and one more time, Nathan Hernandez does it again.
They have Greg Maddox up the middle with their gold gloves there. They just hard hit balls. There's been several of them so far tonight for Grayson County. They just all been right at people, just tough breaks.
Raiders had 7 errors in the game on Tuesday. By my count, only 1 so far tonight. And you want to know a difference in the game as Camden Brothers steps in? Grayson County has 3 errors. And you know what? You can circle a big old difference right there, 3-1 in an error. That adds up. The 1-0 is low, and Brothers is ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes.
Teams aren't going to be successful whenever we call that the freebie war. Free bases, errors, HBPs. You're not going to be successful if you lose that. There's
a cold strike at the knees to Camden Brothers. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. In tonight's broadcast presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC, as there is a cold strike on the outside corner to even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're looking for better internet in the Grayson County area, go to fiberforgrayson.com and see if NCTC has come to your area. And there is a pitch that just misses to Camden Brothers.
Some of those close pitches like that, you almost need to be swinging. I know he got the break there and it was a ball, but close pitches, you can't take those.
The 3-2 outside, and Brothers works a walk.
I know that was something that Coach Clark used to always hammer into guys is swing the bat. I can think of many times he just yelled, swing the bat after a strikeout, because guys, they take those close 2-strike pitches, and you can't do that. Those backwards Ks are probably the worst play in baseball.
Eli Watson, first pitch outside, picked down, backside. Brothers scurries in ahead of the tag. As that was not an intentional pitch out to try and get Brothers napping, but the catcher Hanfield said, well, while I'm out here, I might as well take a throwdown. The 1-0 is a ground ball in the hole to third base. Borman gets there, throws across the diamond, gets Watson for the final out of the inning. We're through 4. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson 7-5. This is Cougar Baseball on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main, or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson County 7-5 as we head into the fifth inning. Gage Napier in. Does close the book, though, on Camden Brothers as Grayson County starting pitcher. 3 in the third for Camden. 4 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts, 4 hit by pitches for Brothers in tonight's game. Gage Napier came in, gave up 1 hit, but worked out of a bases-loaded jam. Pitch outside for ball 1 to Elijah Borman, who will lead off. Borman, 4-1 in the back, and reach on an error in his 2 plate appearances in tonight's game. An update from the Lady Cougars softball game. Playing down at Bowling Green, they trailed the Lady Purples 9-1 in the 6th inning, and that's ripped down the left field line. It's going to roll all the way into the corner. Borman hustling around first base. Getting there quickly is Van Meter. The throw into second, and it's bobbled at second, and he's in there safely. Wood could not corral it down at second base. Borman in ahead of the tag. Van Meter, a dart of a throw from left field, but in there safe. I hope he's okay down there. Borman was a little slow as that tag was a little weird coming in there. But a double and a leadoff double for the Raiders. And Whitesville Trinity coming into this game had gone 2+ games since having hits against Grayson County. In fact, over the last 3 games against Grayson County, the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity had 2 hits across those 3 games. They have now tripled that here in 4+ innings tonight. It'll now be the lefty, Will Hernandez. He struck out twice, but one of those he reached on a drop third strike. Napier checks the runner, Borman at second. Now delivers the pitch to Hernandez. It's outside for ball 1.
Gage, he's looking back at the runner. He needs to just focus on the mitt, make contact, and figure out where you're delivering your pitch to. You don't need to worry about the runner at second if you get the next 3 hitters out.
The 1-0. Napier again checks the runner at second, delivers the 1-0. Good pitch, ground ball, base hit left side. Finds the hole. Van Meter was playing in majorly. Drake comes over to cover the middle of the field, and we've got runners on the corners with nobody else.
You know, Gage coming into this, he in 14 innings, he has gotten 56% of hitters out on 3 pitches or less. And he needs to find that tonight in order to be more efficient against this Whitesville team.
7-5, the Raiders lead. They're going to try and add to that with a little bit of insurance runs. Here, Carter Crisp. First pitch is outside for ball 1. As McCready looked back at the runner Hernandez at first, and Chase, you did a look down to the bullpen. Is somebody warming up or not?
Levi Rogers was warming up earlier. He's not at the moment, but that doesn't mean he isn't ready.
The Raiders do have a player warming in their bullpen. Might see if we can't bring you that name as that's fouled off to the right side. It's a long run for Snyder, and it is going to drop a fair ball. I thought it was going to be foul. It's going to drop. 1 run is going to score. It's a double for Crisp, and the Raiders are rolling here tonight in Litchfield. A little blue pit down the right field line. I thought it was going to careen into foul territory. I think Ethan Snyder, the right fielder, thought the same thing. And it's a double for Whitesville Trinity, and just like that, the Raiders now lead by 3.
Yes, Snyder, he didn't get a read on that ball at all, and that just may be some of the inexperience in the outfield coming in to bite the Cougars right there.
That pitch is high. The first pitch there to Nathan Hernandez, the pitcher. He's going to try and help himself up. Hernandez 1 for 2, a base hit up the middle and grounded out to the third baseman. He fouls that one off. That one's definitely foul, and that one's headed towards where your car's parked, Chase.
It's going to take a moonshot to get down there.
Well, Hernandez has ripped one earlier. He ripped one foul down that third base line. You never know.
I am confident the old Ford Escape is safe tonight.
Here comes the 1-1. Outside. And you got runners on second and third, and still nobody out here in this inning. The Raiders have scored 8 runs, second most they've ever scored against Grayson County. They've only beaten the Cougars 3 times in the history of this series that dates back to 2006. Fouled off to the right side, and Napier now heading the count here at 1 ball and 2 strikes, but standing in the on-deck circle is Landon Huff. Warming up in the bullpen is Gavin Howard for Whitesville Trinity. Howard, 3 games, 2 starts, an ERA just above 6. He's the player warming up for the Raiders in the bullpen. Maybe they go to him in this next inning, and there's a line drive into left field. It's caught by Van Meter, a diving play. They'll have backside to get the runner at second to double him up. And that is a huge play for Grayson County. The runner at second, crisp, thought it was going to drop. Van Meter was playing shallow, and that is a massive play, Chase Blaine.
That was a great play by Jaron. Looking like Buxton out there in the outfield. And then he had the presence of mind to come up throwing, and great job. I believe that was Haycraft that covered the bag to throw behind the runner. Bad base running on the part of Whitesville.
So it's interesting. You said he's like Byron Buxton, but it doesn't look like he's hurt out there in left field. Pitch is high for ball 1.
Buxton is...
Landon Huff is hitting now for Whitesville Trinity.
Buxton is a MVP player if we can just keep him on the field. He's had he's had a couple bad injuries in his career, but this is the year that he puts it all together and the Twins make a run.
I'll believe it when I see it. New York Yankees are waiting.
Could always be a Reds fan.
The 1-0 coming is a swing and a miss. What happened to not punching down? Don't we do that?
At least my owner cares about my team.
You know what? At least we have won a playoff game in my lifetime. How about them Bengals? The 1-1 pitch comes here in the top of the 5th inning. I'm an NFL guy. You know that. 2 down.
Are you though?
Landon Huff hitting here for Whitesville Trinity. The Raiders lead 8-5. And Napier steps off just to kind of corral. I think in a lot of ways here, forget that runner's at third base. You got to worry about Landon Huff. He is a really good hitter. You miss a pitch here. That pitch is high. Landon Huff can put it into the left field, over the left field wall, and just like that, it's 10-5. He has pop in his bat, and you do not want to miss a pitch. Forget the runner. Hernandez at third, if you ask me.
This is more of a pitcher's park traditionally, but this year there has been some balls that have carried out. I can know of at least 2 or 3 balls that have been in and headed out here.
The 2-1, swing and a miss. He extended on that one, and that's a good pitch there from Napier, and I think I go to that same pitch right there. Huff's not going to be able to do anything with that, and if he watches it go by, then you get him at 3-2. Let's see what Napier does. The break even coming from the 8th grader Gage Napier. He goes to it again, and it's fouled off to the right side out of play. Headed towards the Ford Escape like a screamer down the right side. As here comes, we'll do the break even one more time as it is 8-5. Raiders on top of the Cougars. They've already scored 1 run in the inning. Some insurance. The wind. And the pitch from Napier. Outside. Nice stop by McCready behind the plate. And again, they kind of went to that same pitch. They took it a little bit further outside. This is a big pitch here, though. Standing in the on-deck circle is Hatfield, the catcher, who's made contact tonight. He's had himself a good game.
Yes, Whitesville has definitely came out of the gate here. I think they've surprised the Cougars. Cougars, I think, were a little
caught
they weren't
sleeping.
Expecting this. Yeah, exactly.
The 3-2. Fly ball, right side, and it'll careen out of play. And I heard that one smack against the pavement. Luckily, pavement and no cars. Final score to bring you from involving 12th district teams in softball. Russellville defeats Butler County 4-1. It's a score to bring you from softball action. The 3-2. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning, 8-5. Whitesville Trinity. The runner Hernandez is at third. The 8th grader delivers the pitch. Fly ball center field coming in. Brothers, that's the inning. But the Raiders do score 1, and they lead here in the middle of the 5th inning, 8-5. This is Cougar Baseball on K104. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. It is Whitesville Trinity on top of Grayson County 8-5. It'll be Landon Sharella to get them going for Grayson County, followed by Michael Wood and Ethan Snyder. Nathan Hernandez in for inning number 5 of work. He's sitting at 83 pitches, and the first pitch to Sharella is low for ball 1. Landon Sharella has been getting the Barry Bonds treatment tonight. He is 0 for 0 with 2 walks. Or I should say the Miguel Cabrera treatment. The 1-0 inside and just misses hitting Sharella. And Jace, I have to go my inner Briley Napier into what he would say in a situation like that. What would he say?
I'd say wear it.
Wear it, exactly.
I'd say it too. Bruises are temporary. On-base percentage is forever. Always remember that, Sam.
It's good advice to give you. And there is another ball pitched to Landon Sharella, and Whitesville Trinity doesn't seem to want any part of the sophomore slugger.
He is a slugger, and that is exactly what he is. He's a great player.
Pitch. 4-pitch walk to Sharella, and the leadoff runner is on for Michael Wood. Wood struck out swinging and lined out to second on a screamer up the middle, and a great play by Carter Crisp down at second. And Chase, you touched on it in the last inning. They've made some really good plays.
They have, and they've had Cougars just had a lot of tough breaks, but that goes to show, they haven't been shifting nearly as much, but as far as us, we've just been hitting it to where they are.
Pitch is outside for ball 1. 5 straight balls to start here, the bottom of the 5th inning for the Raiders. Gavin Howard was warming up in the bullpen during the last half inning. See if Jeff Wimsett will potentially go to him. Low again, and that makes it 6 straight balls, and I think I can read Jody Nutt right now that Michael Wood, even on a 2-0 count, has the biggest red light. He's a red light the size of Clarkson right now.
Taking a strike here is not necessarily the worst idea in the world.
And that's exactly what he did right there.
He for sure has a red light now. But I would, you have to prove to him that he has to be able to throw strikes, and before you can go up there and take a cut.
Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Wood swings out of his shoes at that, and that's going to even the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Final score from Bowling Green. Lady Cougars fall tonight 9-1 to Bowling Green, a very good Lady Purple team. We'll see the Lady Cougars again on Tuesday as they will host Whitesville Trinity. As there's a ball to Wood, and the count will go full. You starting the runners here, Chase?
Nobody out. You're down 3. I probably wouldn't.
And there's a swing and a miss. Wood down on strikes on a pitch low and outside. And now it'll be Ethan Snyder. Good hitter to have up in a situation like that. He lined out on a screamer right back to Nathan Hernandez. And he also singled into left field in his 2 at-bats. And making his way out to the mound is Jeff Wimsett. Is that it for Nathan Hernandez? He's at 93 pitches. Got to imagine that might be it. We'll see if it is, if he'll go to Gavin Howard. Howard is the center fielder. He's still standing in center field. He was the player warming up.
Whitesville did this on Tuesday where they had players in the field. They take them out for an inning to let them go into the bullpen. Not necessarily, that can be kind of, I don't want to say sneaky, but you can definitely get away with that more, especially kind of hope nobody noticed. But, yeah, they traditionally do that, pull players from the field to go throw in the bullpen.
Final score to bring you in baseball involving 12th District teams. Edmonson County defeats Russellville tonight in 3 innings, 19-0. That is the Cougars' next opponent coming up on Monday here at Don Lee Field, at least scheduled. Doesn't look like Mother Nature wants any games to happen at Don Lee Field this year, so probably it's going to rain, and it's scheduled a 90% chance of rain, so who knows. If they play, as there's a ground ball right back to Hernandez. He'll go the short way for 1 to second. The relay is in time. 1-6-3 double play, and that is the inning. We're through 5. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson 8-5. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Gage Napier in for his second full inning of work for Grayson County as the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity lead 8-5 against Grayson County. For the Raiders, it will be Connor Hatfield, Gavin Howard, Mason Mattingly, 2, 3, 4 in the order.
That was a big missed opportunity from the Cougars last inning. Got the leadoff guy on and wasn't able to do anything with it. That could come back to bite them at the end of this one.
Connor Hatfield 1 for 2 in tonight's game. The first pitch from Napier is a low for ball 1. Hatfield struck out swinging in his first at bat, doubled down the left field line, and has been hit by pitch in his 3 at bats tonight's game. So he's reached base twice. Napier the 1-0. Swing and a miss. It looks like it might have gotten a little tip of the ball there. Goes into the glove of Chandler McCready. Cougars have won 13 straight games against Whitesville Trinity. And it's in danger of potentially not going to 14 tonight. And there's a little blooper that is caught by the shortstop, Haycraft. He misread it at first, but recovered nicely for the pop-out for the first out of the inning.
I think something about this game is the Cougars saw, Whitesville, a team we beat 17-0 on Tuesday. We're 37-3 against all time. And I think they came out of the box, and they were kind of sleepwalking. And I think that is the reason why the intensity level is just not there tonight where it should be.
Gavin Howard is 1 for 3. He doubled to center in his last at bat. He's also flown out to left and grounded out to the shortstop, Haycraft. The first pitch to him was high for ball 1. As the Cougars, and right now Gage Napier, his job right now is you better keep it at 8-5. I mean, that's probably the message from Jody Nutt. Keep it going out there is we're trusting you. In a lot of ways you don't get classified as a hold in a situation like that, but I almost think you should. If he can keep it at 8-5 right now, it's important. You got to try and keep this within striking distance.
Yeah, especially the heart of the order here, the 2, 3, 4.
The pitch, high for ball 2. As Cougars back home on Monday, scheduled against Edmonson County, then they will head to downtown Browntown on Tuesday. The 2-1. Fouled into the glove, at least it had to have been, I think, or it was just a fastball that really hit the glove. It's the way that contact made almost sounded like it was fouled into the glove of McCready. Here comes the break even with 1 down. Here in the top of the 6th inning, Whitesville Trinity leads 8-5. It's outside, and the count will go full.
That wasn't necessarily a terrible pitch, but Chandler, he moves around a lot whenever he catches. And he can sometimes, I'm not saying that would have been a strike, but he can sometimes make pitches seem worse than they are.
The 3-2, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Howard. Big pitch from the 8th grader, Gage Napier. And Mason Mattingly now to end a hit. He singled to right field in his first at bat and has struck out swinging in his last 2. This is a huge, huge at bat here for Grayson County. If they can get out of this inning without any further damage, especially 2, 3, 4 in the order, and that first pitch is outside for ball 1.
And this could be the
moment. No, it was called strike.
This could be the momentum shift that Grayson County needs to finally come back up here and have a good inning offensively.
They trail 8-5. They led at 1.5-3. Ground ball, shortstop, Haycraft grabs, throws, and that is the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Raiders. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Do the Cougars have a comeback in them? We'll find out as this is Cougar Baseball on K1. Nathan Hernandez in for inning number 6 of work for Hernandez. 5 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He's walked 7 batters with 2 strikeouts. But you know what? You got yourself a 3-run lead, and I think he's thrown the ball very well tonight. First pitch swinging is Landon Haycraft, and he fouls it off.
The striking thing to me about that is we've been walked 7 times, and we only have 5 runs. Each walk should equal a run on paper.
Haycraft has sacrificed and grounded out to the second baseman, Crisp. And there's a cold strike, and in his warm-ups, it looked like Hernandez was laboring just a little bit. I mean, he's thrown, this next pitch will be pitch number 97. Didn't look like it on that pitch. The 0-2, Haycraft extends on it, grounds it to the first baseman. Mattingly dives into first, but he is going to be out. Great hustle by the freshman Landon Haycraft.
You love to see that, especially from such a young kid like Haycraft there.
It'll be Gage Napier, now the 8th grader, getting his first at-bat. He's 0 for 2 this season. I can't think of a better time for your first career varsity hit, Chase Blaine. High and inside for ball 1.
This would be great. This already should be a game for him to remember, coming in your first district game. I'm coming in a big spot, and he's pitched.
Swing and a miss.
All things considered, he has pitched fairly well, given the experience level and the.
He made one mistake, and it was the first batter, and Howard doubled it into left center field. But other than that, he's pitched very well. The pitch is a ground ball right back to Hernandez. It took kind of a weird bounce, and he'll throw on to first for the second out of the inning. It'll now be the leadoff hitter, Chandler McCready. He is 1 for 3, doubled to center. Grounded out to short and flew out to right. Cougars down to their final 4 outs as they trail Whitesville Trinity 8-5.
This inning
So here comes the pitch. McCready, fly ball right side out of play.
This inning, I believe the Cougars are just looking to. I don't want to say they've necessarily thrown in the towel, but you can definitely see in some of these at-bats how they don't have necessarily the same pop that they had in the earlier innings.
And that's probably part of it that, you beat Whitesville Trinity 13 straight times, including the last time you played them. And there's a sweeping breaking ball for a cold strike. That was a nice-looking pitch. But in fact, I just completely lost the point, is you beat them 17-0 the last time, and McCready extends on that one, base hit right field. He finds the hole on the right side. And maybe the Cougars can get a 2-out rally going.
So you could tell he was frustrated after that last pitch, so he made it his mission to get on base there.
It'll be Jaron Van Meter now to hit. He singled, walked, and lined out to the pitcher on what was a great play by Hernandez, who has made a couple of them out there at first base in tonight's game. And I think if you're Grayson County, if you can get 1 run here, at least 1, brings it to within 2 here going into that next inning. I mean, obviously it'd be great if you could get 3 or more. McCready is off and running. It's a way high pitch. The catcher will throw down. He had no shot. McCready had that bag stolen. That's probably one of those that head coach Jeff Wimsett will tell the young catcher Hatfield, next time, just eat that
Just
one.
eat it, yeah.
You're not going to throw him out. Because in worst case scenario, you throw that into center field, and there's a fly ball to center field. It's a long run for Howard. Can he get there? He will not. It's going to drop. Rounding and coming in to score is McCready. Going in, standing up to second is Jaron Van Meter, and the Cougars have it now at 8-6.
That was a great piece of hitting. Situational hitting, he knew exactly what it is, and it looks like that's going to be it for Hernandez.
Nathan Hernandez, in fact, he will. Gavin Howard will come into pitch. We'll introduce you to him coming up as this is Cougar Baseball on K105. We're the bottom of the sixth inning. Jaron Van Meter is doubled in a run. There's 2 outs. Camden Brothers in to hit for Grayson County against the new pitcher, Gavin Howard. The runner, Van Meter, is at second. And the pitch is a called strike at the knees to Brothers. As I didn't see, as Howard is the new pitcher, I didn't see, did Hernandez move into center field or is he somewhere else? I'm going to say he's in center field for the time being. As the first pitch there is, the second one is low for ball 1 to even up the count here. 1 ball and 1 strike. It is 8-6, Whitesville Trinity.
You know, you look at Howard here coming in here, 13 strikeouts in 8 innings, but he also, on the flip side, that has 8 walks, so he's averaging a walk per inning.
Ball is low, off and running is Van Meter. He's in safe. He's got the bag on the wild pitch as Hatfield just couldn't get that ball in time. And Grayson County now has a run 90 feet away for Camden Brothers.
That was a great job by Jaron to read the catcher's knee, saw that the pitch was going to be in the dirt.
Pitch outside, and Brothers is ahead in the count here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Gavin Howard. Again, the line on Howard. This is his 4th game of the season. An ERA over 6, 13 strikeouts, 8 walks, with a record of 0-1. Hernandez leaves with the lead. He does have the win if they can finish it off. Here comes the 3-1. Ground line drive right to Mattingly at first, and that is the inning. We're through 6 full. It's 8-6. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson County. This is Cougar Baseball on K. Grayson County has this game here as it's Gage Napier. Hayden All will lead off for Whitesville Trinity. It's 8-6. And there's a foul ball. Just getting enough of that one was the hitter All. He's 1 for 3 in tonight's game. He singled to left, grounded out to second, and grounded out to first as we approach the 2-hour mark of this evening's baseball game on a perfect night for baseball here at Don Lee Field. Gage Napier in for another inning of work. And there's one off to the right side and out of play. And Chase, I think Gage Napier's thrown the ball very well.
He has. You know, he's been probably our #1 reliever option so far this year. He's been great in the short outings he has seen the field on.
Here comes the 0-2. And extending on that one and fouling it off. Nice bit of hitting there by Hayden All. And Napier looks like he wants a new ball as that one smacked off the brick. Sometimes that happens as you know, that can scuff a ball or something. I know, Chase, you meant was okay. I know that between Mason Miller and Dane Hawkins, the Cougars 1-2 last year. One liked a clean ball and one liked it when it had a little bit of scuff. Mason liked it when it was a little bit of a scuff, right? Yeah. Swing and a miss, down on strikes.
Yeah, Dane, he liked his, just straight out of the package. It all depends on the pitcher. I know we went through a lot of balls tonight with the infield still being wet and such. I know just past right field there, it's an absolute swamp on the football practice field.
Is that Clark Moat?
No, Clark's Pond's in left field out
Clark's
there, about
Pond.
where Jaron's sitting.
Well, you never know. And here comes the pitch. Fly ball, straightaway center field. Brothers comes in, diving play, he makes it!
No.
Did he make it? No, he tried to trap it and he dropped it. It did go through. I thought he made a great play in center field, but he can't catch up to it, and the Raiders have a runner on base. That was a long run for Brothers to try and make a play on it, and he almost did.
Yeah, you have to respect the hustle there. He just missed that one. I mean, I think it might have bounced off his glove or his arm, one or the other. But great job there by Snyder to back him up.
One down here in the top of the 7th inning. If you're Gage Napier, you cannot allow a runner to cross. It's Will Hernandez now to hit. That's outside for ball 1.
For Whitesville here, they just they can really put this game away here with just one or two more runs. So they're looking for just a bloop and a blast, so to speak.
Will Hernandez 1 for 3 tonight. The runner Borman is at first. Pickoff move. He's in safe. Borman has been picked off already in tonight's contest.
And you might as well. Baseball has no clock. You can be out here as long as you want. We're on the pitcher's time, and you might as well throw over there once or twice, see if you can't get him running again.
Got somewhere to be tomorrow night. So as long as I got enough time to be there tomorrow night, we're good.
I got all weekend.
Swing and a miss. In fact, shameless plug. Grayson County High School prom tomorrow night. You can watch that right here on K105 Digital Productions. It's the Golden Gala. So we'll have the introductions filming as they're walking in, so you'll be able to feel like you're part of it, as it's going to be on the Litchfield Public Square. So you can watch that on K105 Digital Productions, 8 o'clock. Fly ball, center field this time. It's shallow, but Brothers will make the play. As going out was Wood, and there was almost a little bit of a collision there, but Brothers, and a competition between Camden Brothers and Michael Wood, I think Camden Brothers would win that battle.
He would. I respect our field umpire out here. He's put a little flair on his calls tonight. Look like Tom Hallion out here. Joe West.
Kentucky's own Tom Hallion.
Really getting with the calls out here.
Carter Crisp will now hit. He's 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch, doubled, and struck out. Runner Borman is at first. Gage Napier trying to shut the door. And it's inside. It hit him. It hits him as it does. For Grayson County, it will be Watson Sharella Wood in the bottom of the 7th inning. So that, Chase, you know what that says to me? Eli Watson base hit. Landon Sharella hits one to Tony Embry's backyard.
I hope
and
so.
it's a tie game.
I hope
The pitch from Napier is a ground ball in the hole to the shortstop, Haycraft. He'll recover. He'll throw. It's a low throw. Drake with a great pick. And that is the inning. Flip your rally caps on. We head to the bottom of 7. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson County 8-6. This is Cougar Baseball. K1. Gavin Howard will come in or continue on trying to shut the door on Grayson County. The Raiders of Whitesville Trinity lead Grayson County 8-6. The Raiders have not won a regular season district game since May the 9th of 2016. That is 28 straight regular season district losses. The Grayson County Cougars have beaten the Raiders 13 straight times. For Grayson County, it'll be Eli Watson, Landon Sharella, and Michael Wood to hit against Gavin Howard. To lead off again, it will be Watson. He's 1 for 3, grounded out to third, reached on a fielder's choice, and singled into right field. The first pitch from Howard is a called strike. Howard trying to shut the door on Grayson County and pick up his first save of the season. Eli Watson will try to get in. His main job right now, Chase, get on base.
Get on base.
That is the only thing you should be worried about. Pitch is a called strike at the knees. And Howard is quickly heading the count here at no balls and 2 strikes. That's not what you needed.
No, to get behind like that, no, especially in this situation.
The 0-2. Sweeping breaking ball fools Watson. And he's down on strikes, and it'll now be Landon Sharella, who's gotten the Barry Bonds treatment tonight. 0 for 0 with 3 walks.
You know, he's been one of our best hitters this season. You know, Whitesville definitely understands that. He had a big game on Tuesday.
Let's see if they pitch around him one more time. And Sharella swings at the first pitch. He says, "You're not pitching around me this time," and he fouls it off behind the plate. Might be the first time, and it's not been his fault that he's taken the bat off his shoulder tonight. They just haven't given him anything to hit.
And honestly, Landon's probably had some of the best at-bats of the night as well.
He fell behind 0-2 on that one on 2 called strikes and came back to force the walk. The 0-1 fly ball, deep right field. Going back is Hernandez to the track, looks up, gone! Home run, Landon Sharella. It is not. No, it's off the wall. It was off the wall. He just missed it. I thought he hit it. He just must have missed that off the top of the wall. It's very dark down in that side of the park, and it's tough for us to see, but that's a double off the wall for Landon Sharella.
Sharella absolutely ripped one to right field. You know, it would have been a party if that one wouldn't have been out, but I think it's probably a good thing that one did stand in because the hitters behind him would have said, "Oh, maybe I can do that." And I think that's probably a good thing that one did stay in because it gives the other players the wrong idea.
A pinch runner will come into the game here for Landon Sharella, putting some speed on the base pass. That is going to be Colby Chaffins, number 16,
Good for
out to run. This is his first varsity experience.
Good for Colby, you know.
JV quarterback for the Cougar football team.
He's a really good athlete, and Cougars have a lot of depth on this team that will be good and for several years to come.
And here comes the first pitch to Michael Wood. He grounds one in the hole to the right side for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner home. Now they're going to hold him. And that's a very smart play because Buddy Hobby about had to tackle Colby Chaffins as he came around. And the Cougars now have the winning run coming to the plate with the runners on the corners, and it'll be Ethan Snyder. Snyder is the senior, living for moments like this.
You know, that was great. Buddy Hobby, one of the most aggressive coaches in the region, in my opinion. It's probably the smart call to hold up right there. You don't want to make out number 2 at home.
Ethan Snyder to hit. He's 1 for 3 in tonight's game. Out on a double play, lined out to the pitcher and singled to left. He's gone back to the pitcher twice in tonight's game.
You know, those at-bats that are right at people, those aren't necessarily bad at-bats. They're just bad luck, bad breaks. Whitesville's gotten several of those tonight.
1 down here at the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 8-6 Grayson County. Pickoff move. Wood is in safe. I think you got to imagine you're starting Wood in a situation like this. Wood with above average speed.
Right, and especially on anything that might be a breaking ball count, 0-1, something like that.
Here comes the pitch from Howard. He picks off to third, and in safely is Colby Chaffins. You don't always see the pick off to third from the pitcher.
Especially from a righty like that.
And coming out to chat is Hatfield, the catcher. Grayson County trailed 3-1 after the first inning. They jumped out in front 5-3, but the Raiders rolled ahead as they scored 4 runs in the 4th inning to jump out in front. They added another one in the 5th as they led this game 8-5 as they had scored 5 unanswered. but the tying run stands at first base. The pitch is high, bobbled by the catcher Hatfield. He thought that they were going to be off and running, and he was ready to fire. I think that he might have gone out there and said, let's throw one high and see if they're running.
That, and then I think that was also telling his pitcher, hey, let's go for a ground ball here, try to turn two and get home.
A double play would end the game. Snyder inside nearly hits him. It does not. Standing in the on-deck circle is Haycraft. The freshman in the hole is Gage Napier, the pitcher, and it'd be interesting to see if Jody Nutt would maybe go to the bench. The 2-0. Inside 3-0 now. And I think it's safe to say you got a red light here in this situation for Ethan Snyder. Are you giving your senior a green light here in a situation like this?
No, I don't think we haven't swung all night on 3-0. I don't think this would be the right situation to start.
What an opportunity to do so, though. He does not. Right down Broadway, called strike.
And again, you knew that one was going to be a strike. Most 3-0 pitches usually are. So you just need to get back in here. You knew that going into it. You need to focus on this next pitch right here.
Here comes the 3-1 to Ethan Snyder, the senior. And he fouls it off to the right side, and it clamps off the top of the dugout, and the count now moves full, and you got to better believe that Michael Wood's off and running here. So Ethan Snyder lines one into a gap here, and it ties the game. Checking the runner, Howard at first. Here comes the 3-2 pitch with one down. It's inside. It almost hits him in the head. Snyder gets out of the way. The bases are loaded for Landon Haycraft, and we have ourselves a mound visit coming, and a new pitcher is coming into the game. And is it Landon Huff maybe making his way in? I'm not sure. It'll be either that or it's going to be Borman. But we are going to take a break, find out who the new pitcher is. The bases are juiced. One down here in the bottom of the seventh. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. These are moments you live for as a baseball fan. The bases are loaded in the bottom of the seventh inning. Grayson County trails Whitesville Trinity 8-6. The new pitcher for the Raiders is going to be Elijah Borman. Borman, the senior. 2 games, 1 start, 2 2/3 of an innings pitch. 10 earned runs, though, for Borman. 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. It is going to be Colby Chaffins is the runner at third base. Michael Wood is the runner at second base. Ethan Snyder is the runner at first base. The batter will be Landon Haycraft. He has had a sacrifice bunt, a beauty, and he's grounded out twice to the right side.
You know, Haycraft, this is a huge spot for a freshman. He can't let this moment define his career, though, no matter what happens.
The changes here as Nathan Hernandez moves to third base. Howard back to center. It's a bunt, and it's a beauty right down the line. They're going to tag and get Haycraft out. The run does score, and it was right down the line, so he's tagged out But it's now an 8-7 game, and the winning run is in scoring position for Gage Napier, who is at least scheduled to hit, but it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter. Jody Nutt is coming out to tell us who that pinch hitter is. It is going to be the freshman Levi Rogers. So the sacrifice bunt scores a run. It is 8-7, Levi Rogers. Can he be the hero? The freshman against Elijah Borman. The pitch, he swings at the first pitch, and it's a foul ball.
Third base is playing in the grass, so if Levi can stick his bat out there and fling one into shallow left field, that may win it.
There are 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 8-7. Whitesville Trinity leads Grayson County. 2 down. The runner, Wood, is at third. Snyder, the winning run, is at second base. Here comes the pitch from Borman to the freshman Rogers. It is low, but it is a called strike, and the Cougars are down to their final strike. Whitesville Trinity has not won a regular season district game. It has been 28 straight. The Cougars have won 13 straight against the Raiders of Whitesville Trinity. 8-7. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Rogers. It is low, gets through. The runner is coming home. He is safe. It's a tie ball game. The wild pitch crosses Wood. He was off and running, and Grayson County has come back to tie it up at 8.
Attaboy, Mikey. Way to read that the pass ball and be running straight out of the box.
Snyder, the winning run, does advance to third base. Levi Rogers, the freshman, a hit would win the game for Grayson. The 1-2 coming to Rogers is inside, and the counts will go back to 2-2. Standing in the on-deck circle is the senior Chandler McCready for Grayson County. Levi Rogers, though, has the power in his own hands to win the game for Grayson.
He can do it, too.
The break even is fouled off behind the plate, and you know what? You got enough of it. You got enough of it, and that's all that matters.
Staying alive.
As the Bee Gees would say, staying alive. That's all that matters. Bump, 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 bump. The break even, we come one more time. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Cougars have scored 2 in the inning to tie the game up at 8. The break even. Low, and it gets through. The runner's coming home. He's going to score. Cougars win. A walk-off wild pitch, and Grayson County wins the game by a final score of 9-8. Ethan Snyder scores. Cougars win. Cougars win. Final 9-8. What an ending. A walk-off wild pitch score. Grayson wins.
That was a great, that definitely wasn't how they drew it up, sending Levi to the plate. But I give props to Levi again, a quality at bat there in the end, and the biggest spot of his career.
Grayson County picks up the win 9-8. We'll come back and wrap it up after this. Grayson County the winner. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main, or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Cougars win tonight by a final score of 9-8 against Whitesville Trinity as Ethan Snyder scores on a wild pitch to give them the win and move them to 2-0 in 12th District play. Chase Blaine, wow.
How can you not be romantic about baseball? That was beautiful. It definitely wasn't how anybody drew it up there at the end. They came out here with a win, 2-0 in district baseball. Got to make sure everybody doesn't get caught up in the crazy win, though. There definitely were things you need to work on after this game. Definitely wasn't a flawless, perfect game by any means. But to come out here with a win, it's always that much sweeter.
I think if you ask Jody Nutt, it's exactly how he drew it up.
If it is, I give him props.
You know what? You know how I say that?
What?
Because it's a win.
It is a win. It is.
You know what? As a wise man once told me, Chase Blaine, you're a young man. You got to learn from an old man like myself.
You are.
I've seen many things.
Okay.
It's better to win ugly, and it is to lose pretty.
That's a great saying. That's exactly what happened here tonight.
And tonight was not pretty by any means, but a win is a win is a win is a win. And in 25 years, when they go back and look, they're going to see 9-8. Oh, it's a good game.
In 25 years, when they go back to listen to us call this game,
Yes.
they're going to remember the win. They're not going to remember all the errors, the pass balls. They're going to remember the win. And that's all that matters coming out here 2-0 in 12th District play.
Grayson County a winner tonight against Whitesville Trinity by a final score of 9-8. Coming up on our postgame show, we will run down what happened. I mean, whew. Got to buckle down.
I'm not even sure if I know what happened.
We got to take a deep breath. We're going to have to maybe do some calculus, find out what happened, but we'll be sure to kind of give that to you if you maybe just joined us and you missed what might have happened. And if we're lucky, we might even replay the final play if technology works the way it was. You never know if it will or not. If it does, we'll be sure to replay it for you. Cougars win tonight again by a final score of 9-8. Come back and have more here on our postgame show after this. This is Cougar Basketball on K105.
Thank you, Jason.
Grayson County walks off and picks up a win tonight against Whitesville Trinity by a final score of 9-8. As what a game this was tonight. I mean, this is going to go down as a win that Grayson County can use and move some momentum forward. As Grayson County again the winner tonight by a final score of 9-8. Running down how we got here. Are you ready, Chase?
I'm ready.
Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you tonight. I got to find a way to do it. So we'll run down the scoring and how everything happened as Grayson County picks up this win here tonight against Whitesville Trinity. So it all got started in the first inning. Lane and Huff reached on an error, came around to score on a ground out to give the Raiders the early 1-0 lead. They ended up adding two more runs. One was on a pass ball and another on a drop third strike pass ball to give the Raiders a 3-0 lead. After the top half of the first inning, the Cougars would walk in a run to add one in the bottom of the first inning, but it wasn't more offense for them until they got rolling in the bottom of the second inning. Chandler McCready doubled in Ethan Snyder to make it 3-2. A fielder's choice ended up scoring Braden Childress to tie the game at 3 before Landon Shirella had a bases-loaded walk and Eli Watson had an infield or a single to the right side to make it 5-3 Grayson. From there, the Raiders' bats woke up. In the fourth inning, a hit-by-pitch scored back-to-back runs, and then Gavin Howard doubled in a run on the first pitch from Gage Napier to give the Raiders a 7-5 lead. And Whitesville Trinity would then add an insurance run on a double by Carter Crisp in the top of the fifth inning to make it 8-5 as Grayson County was looking for an opportunity to try and see what they could add up. In the bottom of the fifth inning, a leadoff walk from Shirella ended quickly as Ethan Snyder ended the inning on a double play. But it's safe to say Ethan Snyder more than made up for himself. In the sixth inning, Grayson County got a run back on a double by Jaron Van Meter to make it 8-6 and head to the bottom of the seventh inning. After Eli Watson struck out on 3 pitches, Landon Shirella doubled high off the wall in deep right field that looked like it was going to be a home run. The next pitch, Michael Woods singled to the right side. That put runners on first and third with 1 down. Ethan Snyder would walk to load the bases. Landon Haycraft would have a sacrifice bunt that would make it 8-7. And Levi Rogers would step up. Michael Wood would score on a wild pitch to tie the game up at 8. And then Ethan Snyder became away with what's going to go down as our play of the game and one that we will remember. The inning to tie the game up at 8. The break even. Low, and it gets through. The runner's coming home. He's going to score. Cougars win. A walk-off wild pitch, and Grayson County wins the game by a final score of 9-8. Ethan Snyder scores. Cougars win. That is a way you can remember things tonight. Grayson County picks up the 9-8 win. Chase Blaine, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Like I said earlier, you know, I think Whitesville is kind of slept on after the score on Tuesday. Didn't necessarily come out of the box. I think the intensity level went up as the game progressed, especially there at the end. It's always great to come out with a win no matter how you win it. And going 2-0 in district, it just sets the precedent to go here on out. And the goal of going 6-0 is very much alive.
That's all that really matters. Chase, appreciate you taking the time. We'll see you at some point, maybe
Yes,
Monday, unless Mother Nature has another idea.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Thank you, Sam. Always a pleasure to come out here and call games with you.
We'll take one more break, run down the stats from tonight's game, and wrap it up after this. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand-scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com. When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand-scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Grayson County wins tonight by a final score of 9-8 against Whitesville Trinity. Sam Gormley back here with you, running down the final stats. For Whitesville Trinity, your as far as I should start with your winning pitcher tonight for Grayson County was the 8th grader, Gage Napier. He was very good out of the bullpen. 3 2/3 of innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts. He came in relief of Camden Brothers, who finished 3 1/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 5 strikeouts. For Whitesville Trinity, the losing pitcher is Gavin Howard. He came in relief of Nathan Hernandez. For Hernandez, he was good tonight as well. 5 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 2 strikeouts, 7 walks. For Gavin Howard, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Elijah Borman came in relief of Howard, 1/3 of an inning for Borman. For the RBI totals for Whitesville Trinity, it was 3 for Gavin Howard, 1 each for Carter Crisp, Landon Huff, and Connor Hatfield. For Grayson County, the RBI totals, it went 1 each for Camden Brothers, Landon Haycraft, Chandler McCready, Jaron Van Meter, and Eli Watson. Extra base hits, doubles for McCready, Sharella, and Van Meter. For Whitesville Trinity, it was doubles for Crisp, Borman, Hatfield, and Howard. Cougars are next scheduled to be back in action on Monday as they will host Edmonson County. At least are scheduled here at Don Lee Field. If it happens, we'll be here with you on K105 Digital Productions. And then we'll also be on Tuesday. The Lady Cougars will host Whitesville Trinity. That game will start at 5:30. We'll have that on K105 Digital Productions. And we invite you as well to join us tomorrow evening. It'll be Grayson County High School Prom. We'll have a stream on K105 Digital Productions. You'll be able to watch that beginning at 8 o'clock. You'll be able to feel like you're there from K105 Digital Productions. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Your director and color commentator was Chase Blaine, and your camera operator was Cody Brock. So tonight where Ethan Snyder has a walk-off scoring on a wild pitch to give the Cougars the 98 win against Whitesville Trinity. This is Sam Gormley saying so long, everyone, and guess what? We're going to play that play just one more time to close out the inning to tie the game up at 8. The break even. Low, and it gets through. The runner's coming home. He's going to score. Cougars win. A walk-off wild pitch, and Grayson County wins the game by a final score of 9-8. Ethan Snyder scores. Cougars win.